You shut the door, please, Betsy?
You need seltzer? Yep, you're good.
You shut the door, please, Betsy? What the fuck?
You need seltzer?
Shut the door, please, Betsy?
Hey man, thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself.
Jason, Ellis.
Viking, Moose Knuckle, Red the Dragon, Night, Danger, Canada, Uncircumcised, Philanthropy, Stupid Stuff, Supercross, Hey, Nipple, Machete, Fashion, a scintillating bloodbath, a malicious fury, Evil, Interesting Thing, Awesome, Radio.
Keep your mouth shut. Baby. Baby. I tried to beat my butt.
Jason Ellis. Michael Tully.
Well, puke on my dick.
Andrew Cruz.
I am a giant.
Kevin Kraft.
I swear I am normally a very gassy man.
And Will Pendarvis.
Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis.
Live from Hollywood.
Possible enough.
This is the Jason Ellis Show.
Don't think. Feel.
Alright. Welcome to the... Yeah, whatever. Fuck off. I was thinking about, like instinct. Things that are, like the octopus that changes color. Some people say octopus changed color to blend in with the rock behind it, and it actually said that it's time for me to change color. I can't remember which person's telling the truth. I think maybe they just accidentally do it. But I feel like people just want to be fucking assholes. It's like an instinct thing, and then you fight it, It's like, to me, left-wing people are just always trying to fight it. Trying to find the good in each other. And why can't we all just spread the love? At least that's what it seems like on TV. And then the right wing's like, we're just a bunch of cunts, and we should just accept it. And the biggest cunt gets to, rule all the pricks. And if you're ugly, you don't get as many jobs. It's sort of a reality-based thing. That's just like me not really paying attention. But like when I was a kid, sometimes I would wrestle puppies and they would bite me. And then the puppy would start to get a little more angry, and then I would get a little more angry. And then things can escalate where you can have a fight. I know the dog wanted to kill me because the dog, it's just instinct. You rub them the wrong way and then they go crazy and then they turn savage. He's not savage, he's a puppy, but you were fucking annoying. It's just like instinct. I try to be nice, I try to be cool. You're bigger than people, so you want to push people over. You're smaller than people, so you want to get big people back because you're sick of being small. It's always some bullshit. You're either fighting it. I refuse to believe that the nicest person in the world doesn't every now and then think about, how do I explain it? Kicking a kid in the pool kind of thing, I'm not talking about death. I'm just talking about, fuck you kind of stuff. It's just in there, you know? We just have it. I feel like I shouldn't say, it's just what I see on Twitter. Left-wing liberal pussies. Yes, I'm a huge fan of the Nick DiPaolo show. You bitch about shit where you make me not want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of either one, so that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean. I just see it on Twitter. Meh. And then, you know, the right wing's like, meh, I want to win more. So it seems you just like, meh, I want more shit. I don't like what you do. You know, the whole weird baby abortion thing. He's pro-choice. He's not. It's so weird that you... It's like millions of people. I get it. I saw an old lady on the news freaking out about it. Somebody's got to stick up for it. Like, someone's got to stick up for you not having an abortion. A giant part of it. We all need to make sure that that never goes away. It's fucking scary. Scary ass old people. No one floats. No one talks in the sky. You gotta fucking do it yourself. Sorry. Welcome to the show, though. Thursday. Big show.
Almost there. Yeah.
Big show. I don't have time because I've got to move on. Lots to talk about.
So many things.
Mhm.
I've noticed that. Yeah. Very busy, involved rundown for the day. We should waste no time in getting to all of them.
My resume is. I mean, what? Sure, Michael. Yeah, that is a lot of stuff on the board, though.
Oh, yeah, it's mainly smoking mirrors.
Yeah. MMA news.
Yeah, there's lots of it.
Cool.
You want to know?
I bet you I already know.
I'm sure you do.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to tell me?
Yeah. The point, I guess, less is to inform you about these things, is to discuss them. For example, the fact that there will be a quick turnaround for
Francis?
Ngannou. Yeah, right. I still just want to call him Wiseau.
Yeah.
I think I still will.
Yeah, everybody's
Wiseau.
on the hype train. It's a good idea. I see how that UFC sees a monster, a star in the making, and it's crazy because he's big. It seems like he don't get hurt. It seems like I feel like him and Stipe are going to be they're going to show up, which is weird because they're very big. I feel like very big people will get hurt easier because, you know, everything you touch is coming with such force that you're still made of bone.
Yeah, but thicker bones.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always feel bigger they are, the harder they fall, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe he's just super young. But obviously after that victory and that punch, everyone's on the hype train, and they're already ready. You know, they're already on the hype train. But now it's official because he beat such a gnarly dude like that. So now it's kind of like the John Jones replacement. Like this is great news. I saw a thing where he wants to go, if he wins or he wants to go back to where he's from and finish the gym that he's working on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty. It means Cinderella storied. So he seems like a likable guy.
I would love
Nice
to know.
dude.
Yeah, I would love to know more about.
Hasn't run anybody over pregnant yet.
No. His life, I don't think any of us really can understand what it would be like to be from. And I know that there are nice, middle class, even rich parts of Africa, but I don't think most of us can understand what it's like to truly have nothing. You know, I had one of those periodic arguments that every parent has with their kid where, you know, we were driving around yesterday and I forgot what he wanted to do and we said no, and he's like, I don't ever get to do anything fun. And, you know, I mean, everybody knows the next 7 steps in this conversation, you know, back and forth. There's no point in recounting it, but it's so offensive that human nature kind of makes us think that all the stuff that we have is normal. You know, I think the world would be a very different place if, and I'm well aware that there are many people listening to the show who are genuinely, it's possible to have very rough circumstances here in America and in Canada. I know that. I've known a little bit of them in my own life. Everybody's got problems. But if we really could appreciate on a daily basis what a great, like if you really could go, oh my God, there's just food. Every fucking time I'm hungry. There's food there. I don't know if we can really appreciate that the way that people who have lived in places where, you know, day-to-day survival is a real issue.
I used to train with that Sokoju guy in Temecula, and he said that he had to walk, because he's from Africa, he had to walk 6 miles every day to get water. I remember that story, just going, man, no wonder MMA is not that big of a deal to you, you know?
Right. And then I'm thinking about, what made me think of all this is you're saying Ngannou is trying to build some sort of facility back where he's from in Cameroon, and I remember Manute Bol, after he retired from basketball at the tender age of 75 years old, dedicated himself to building like hospitals and shit back there. And I think that makes them really, really nice guys, but I think that's also a product of seeing the wide disparity, the chasm between what is here and what is where they're from, and just how far a dollar that they can make in America can go back home.
Yeah.
You know?
And they also understand that, dreams can come true, and that he's going to make a facility where potentially somebody else's dream can come true, you know?
Yeah.
He could build a champion, or at least
Yeah.
build somebody who has a professional career in a sport, traveling the world, and not being poor,
Right.
eating food whenever he wants.
Yeah,
or she.
everybody wins. Like, there's some guy out there in India, or in, less likely nowadays, China or Africa or whatever, who's like another, Kevin Durant, a guy who's like 7 feet tall but can play basketball like he's an amazing 6 foot tall guy, and everybody wins if we find that guy and he learns how to play basketball awesome and he makes a bunch of money and he goes and builds hospitals back in Africa. We get to watch him dunk on people all day. There's no downside to that whatsoever.
Yep.
It's goddamn crying shame that some of those guys won't ever make it. Yeah, I don't know. Ngannou seems like a solid dude, and he and Stipe have reached that point where we all now have to know how to pronounce their names correctly. Because if they had fought each other 5 years ago, this would have been the battle of Stipe.
Yeah, but the way
Stipe and Ngannou.
I know, right? That'd be a tough fight. I don't know who's going to win that, considering the announcers can't say who it is. But it's almost a super fight the way it's going. I know that they don't have Ronda anymore. I saw that Ronda's going to go to the wrestling thing for sure.
Yeah, it looks like she's about to sign a deal with the WWE.
Maybe she would like to have the status of WWE and at UFC before she releases herself.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she's still in the USADA testing. And
Maybe there's some sort of thing there,
Maybe.
Even though Brock Lesnar's probably already done that.
I'm
The only female.
I'm happy for her because I think a lot of times people can have unfinished business in a sport and then they can go and do other stuff that on paper is really, really cool, but they don't really want to do it, and so the unfinished business kind of bothers them for the rest of their lives. I feel like Ronda had a genuine affection for professional wrestling the whole time.
It's true. Her and the Four Horsewomen were super into it. Well, I mean, one of them or two of them of the Four Horsewomen are in another league of wrestling.
Yeah, I think that she will.
Andrew's in it. Is it linked to WWE? Yeah. So it is. So wait, she's now in there. Okay. Oh wait, so it's like an Ultimate Fighter. Yeah.
Oh wait, so they all have gimmicks?
They have to, right?
Oh, I got you. It's just like I'm a tough bitch from the street. It's like as far as it. Wait,
Wow.
is there a sailor?
Wait, there's a lady who's a sailor?
Really?
But where's the boat? I know, but what kind of a captain shows up with the wheel in his hand? Why the steering wheel? Like, maybe like some sort of hook on your hand. Like, it's just like carrying an oar or a sail.
Actually, carrying an oar would make quite a bit more sense.
Right, it's
At least that is an independent object.
It's more like she's a shipwreck sailor. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just more she's like a crazy retarded person. Where it's like, oh, he thinks he's got a boat.
It's like a race car driver that shows up with a steering wheel in his hand.
I'll let him carry the wheel.
Like, has Ken Block ever walked in here with a steering wheel? Oh! You're saying Asians are not aware that boats don't bring the steering wheel in? You leave it there? They fish, don't they? Michael?
They love fish.
You live with Asians?
And it's what she's doing when I left the house. Actually. She's going to catch dinner.
Fish, right? Yeah.
She'll be fishing the L.A. River Basin, and we'll have sushi for dinner.
Yeah, wouldn't it make more sense?
We do every single day.
Wouldn't it make sense if she came in with a fishing rod? I mean, a sailor.
Can we see this?
Yeah.
Curvy scurvy?
Oh my God,
she
is. You guys are fucking idiots. This is the dumbest shit ever. That's if I'm Shayna Baszler, I'm so pissed.
She's cute.
Yeah.
She's kind of got an Eskimo.
Can she do somersaults and shit, Andrew? Is she a somersaulting bitch? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what would you say her like her best thing that she has asset wise in the actual ring. Okay.
How many finishing moves are technically even possible?
I was gonna say, I'm actually with Andrew. I mean, come on.
I don't agree that they're countless. So nobody replicates another guy's finishing move? No. I'm just saying, like, there you got 2 elbows, you got 2 knees, you got 2 sets of hands. You can jump, you can kneel, you can jump off the ropes, you can run. Like,
That's ridiculous, Marco.
How many fucking? There's like
There's
like 3 different ways you can slam somebody. You can suplex them, you can DDT, or you can body slam.
What about all the weird jiu-jitsu submissions they can start adding? Because now they can copy MMA, clueless bastards. Yeah, toe holds, fish hooks, eye gouge,
bullshit.
Nut. Yep. All kinds of sleeper holds.
There's so many different sleeper holds. There's the one where you get them around the neck.
Well, none of their sleeper holds are actual moves that would make anybody go to sleep. So the sky's the limit for sleeper holds for them. They can just grab onto a hand and squeeze it and the guy can pass out. I mean, there's no actual headlock they do that works. Is she a little bit chubby?
That's so weird
It's
to
a bit
me.
soft, really. Oh, yeah? So they're just like women now. Oh.
And they got fat.
Right. So wait, if you're like a retired female skateboarder or snowboarder, you could probably get in here. Shayna Baszler is jacked.
Can we see a
That's
photo?
that's
Well,
ridiculous.
maybe she used to be, but now she's
No,
wrestling
dude,
fat.
she's fucking she's like not cutting weight, but she's fucking fit as shit. She's goddamn half a man. She's fucking buff. God, I'm so
Yeah, a little muffiny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but we didn't come into the WWE yesterday, Andrew. We're aware, but it's been smaller women for fucking 20 years, right? Yeah. And do you think that they look like they're better wrestlers in the ring? They're doing a better show? Right, so now we're going for actual wrestlers, not just bimbos. Mm.
I'll say.
How dare you, Michael? I would totally do her.
Well, I didn't say it. Easy. I didn't say I wouldn't have sex with her.
Okay, sorry, Michael. And he's also Betty.
What's her?
She's
I'm
still
so
kind
much
of
more
she's still kind of jacked.
I'm so much more interested in the gimmick. What's her story?
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at her. She's like a little bit of a chunky monkey.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like her.
Which is fine and all. It's just not something, the male wrestlers, it's always been a priority with few exceptions for them to be in, such good shape that you could only get that to that place with steroids. So I'm surprised people don't want at least the suggestion of muscle mass from the female wrestlers.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they test now and you're not allowed to do roids and chicks are...
You think so?
I mean, all those fitness models, they're all roided out.
But Andrew, in your opinion...
Fake butts, fucking shredded stomachs, like, it's impossible.
Do you think they've cleaned up the sport and gotten rid of the taint of steroids in the WWE? No.
No, yeah. Okay, if they're testing them for Ritalin, they're fucking definitely checking their roids.
Yeah, you need crank, of course. Yeah, I understand. I don't understand why pro wrestlers can't just do steroids.
I know.
What's the problem?
I mean, that's... Yeah, it's all those... Yeah, all those...
So what?
And they made all those documentaries where people were,
Yeah.
dying and killing. That one dude, didn't he kill himself or his family and
Because
shit?
of steroids? Because steroids made him do that?
Yes. Yes, that's right, because he had the power to smash his head so hard that he caused CTE. Yep. And now...
Okay, well, you can't do that anymore.
I can't do anything.
Well, you shouldn't do that. Okay, so you can still do that. But we're trying to get rid of CTE, so you can still do diving headbutts, but you can't do steroids. Why don't they just figure out
The documentary, you didn't watch it. The documentary made
No.
it look like the steroids made him go angry. So it really... Yeah, we're laughing at... Yeah, we're laughing at... Yeah, no, we're laughing at everybody in wrestling. I don't reckon you have to hit your head. I reckon it's fake head hit. What?
Part of his bit is CTE prevention, Will.
He's
Solid angle.
He's the I'm scared of hurting my brain wrestler.
Right.
Pussy.
He's the little to no concussions kid.
Nobody can be into that guy. Oh, he's a weird dude. Well, look, he just... I don't know. I mean, maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he's got, like, expensive teeth things. He doesn't want to lose them.
I don't know what we're supposed to do, man. I don't know, because...
I can't watch it.
More and more, I don't want to watch it. But, you know, I understand why people do.
Yeah.
I guess I do still feel like... Here's the part of me that is out of touch.
He's not very big either.
No, that's true. That's true. I guess
Weird.
they're all... Yeah.
Everyone's big.
Oh, okay. All right.
And who's that? Show me Braun Strowman yelling.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Right?
Like,
Look at that. Wait, Braun Strowman's wife.
That's the autocomplete on everybody.
Oh.
Everybody.
What is it? Why?
Because I've wondered about that. I think you're curious. Like you go on the show and you go, oh well, you know, Katie this, Katie that, and people are like, I want to see this chick.
Oh yeah.
You know, they want to put a face to it. I've definitely, I wouldn't say I've done it a lot, but there's definitely like podcasts or whatever I've listened to where the guy will be like, my wife this, my wife that, and finally I'm like, let me get a look at this wife.
Oh.
You know, that is the two most likely autocompletes you're going to find on any public personality is going to be how much money they're worth and who their significant other is.
Wait, did this guy just come out of a dumpster? Wait, he was in there until the next week?
But there's plenty to eat.
Holy shit!
You can't take those on the freeway.
Turns out he lives in there and he likes
He
it.
took the local roads.
That's his
Just
car.
Just went on the frontage road.
Wait, the Miz is running?
Why is he so afraid of him?
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
Miz
but-
is the champion,
I mean, you're gonna have to fight him sooner or later.
right? Wait, he threw Bo Dallas? Wait, isn't Bo Dallas a professional wrestler? Why is he losing to this guy? Miz, why are you acting like that in front of your fans?
Like, just take your beating like a man.
Right?
Everybody in wrestling sooner or later has to do the no, please sir, I'm pissing in my pants right now.
Wow, he threw Miz into the wall. This is, now he's gonna throw... Why wouldn't he punch the Miz in the face?
Boy, it seemed like he threw him and then Miz jumped.
Right?
Which just seems like you're really just helping him.
Well, you got him in the ring. Who are the dudes that are trying to hang out with the Miz? Fucking butt lickers. Well, I'm happy the Miz made it on TV from Road Rules. That's a fucking
For sure.
accomplishment. Holy shit.
Absolutely. He's got decent hair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I would do that style, but I'm just jealous of the actual texture of it.
Oh my God, what?
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
Don't tell me he's going to throw him on the DJ table.
Man, that table was so set up to fall, it's ridiculous. Wait, he can't even rip his own shirt off? He had to pull it down?
Right? That's weird. It's like a chick pulling down a tube top.
Right? It's like, look at my titties, monster truck fans. It's basic. The guy's basic.
So what I was going to say, and I know this is hopelessly out of touch and yada yada, and I don't care. I totally understand why pro wrestling is so popular in the same. I think of it in the same vein that I think of all of the comic book stuff. I don't understand why more people don't grow out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like to me like something should be much more popular to people between the ages of like 8 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that by the time you're done with college, you would just have had your fill and find other things to watch. And I'm not attacking, I was listening to hair metal on my way to work today, so I'm guilty of it in my own way. But that's just I bet you even Vince McMahon was surprised at some point in his career to get some, market research back on his own company and be like, wow, like
Yeah.
people aren't growing out of this anymore, because people did used to grow out of it.
Yeah.
People
Well,
don't grow
some
out of it.
people go to, Nickelback and Live and all that stuff. So,
Mhm.
I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. Of course, that shit's big.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't grow up in a lot of ways, much like what you started the show talking about, the way that people argue about... I can't believe anybody is still bothering to argue about politics on Twitter. I can certainly understand why people still have strong opinions and want to remain informed, but I don't understand how anybody can still think it... I don't want to say even accomplishes anything, like, can even care to jump into that sea of, oh, really? Well, what about when blah, blah, blah did blah, blah, blah? Oh, I get it. So
I know.
fucking Republicans can blah, 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 but then Democrats have to blah, blah, blah.
It's crazy, right?
It's so amazing, and every now and again I make the mistake of when there is like legitimate news in the world of I'll read the story to find out what's going on, and then I'll just make the mistake of reading the first couple of reader comments.
Right.
And it's just nothing makes you want to give up hope in humankind more than seeing what fucking the yokels have to say
I know,
about
right?
blah blah blah.
I know. Every time Trump tweets something, look at the comments. It's wild.
I actually kind of wish that the political parties, just as like a social experiment, could start arguing about something that's like not even real or something, just to watch how the demonstrations and counter demonstrations that would result of people falling in line behind what their team is supposed to think and arguing with each other.
Like, what's a better pie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pumpkin or apple?
Just about.
They could go hard on that.
Yeah.
I got my guns out of my gun was locked in my safe. I got like 3 different kinds of locks on my safe, and I lost my gun keys a while back. Katie's, I put them in the drawer, and the drawer broke and it fell down the back.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally got it open last night because I called my friend Scummy and he gave me some code to get it open. But I've had them locked for over a month. Just can't get in there. And then I finally got in there last night, and I got to. There's shit everywhere. I had all these. I didn't even know all these other things that I got. It's just like my phone got locked up, and I just was like, okay, well, I guess I won't use them anymore. And I got extra shit, all these holsters, and no gun to put them in the holster. So I was walking around with a holster with my gun last night, and then I just posted a video of using it, and then I realized Dominic Cruz pointed out to me, I made an excuse for using it, because you got to make excuses when you use guns, because if you use a gun in any way on social media, a bunch of people tell you that you're either stupid for having a gun, bad for having a gun, bad using the gun, you don't know how to use a gun, you do know how to, or you don't, or you should, or you shouldn't, or here's what you should do, or I can't believe you would do this.
Oh, actual technique stuff?
Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
but that's one of the things. Yeah, obviously there's the other ones
Like,
as well.
yeah, but so I just
I know,
said,
people insulted me. I fucking shot a shotgun in Canada and was like, this is my first time I've ever shot a gun in my entire life. And people were like, puh.
Yeah.
My fucking 6-year-old. And I'm like, I'm sure your 6-year-old does it better. Your 6-year-olds, if they've done it twice, they're better at it than me. That's the whole goddamn point.
Right. Yeah, but I actually made the excuse as I posted it and didn't realize, just because I'm so used to, if you do post a photo of you using a gun, you need to post the things that you are aware of that you're doing incorrectly, or that you can't see that I have a dummy round in the gun, so I need to explain to you that I have a dummy round in the gun. Otherwise, you're going to get mad at me for not having a dummy round in the gun, and then I get compliments for having my finger in the right spot. Because you're supposed to rest your trigger finger on the side of the gun, not in the... It's just funny. Because I've done it before, where I've just held it, and people will... It pisses people off.
Yeah.
In a room by yourself, holding the gun, look at the gun. Ooh, fuck you, kill yourself. Oh.
I'd like to think that there are some people out there who just let it fly online, on social media, what have you, and just don't read the comments, but I don't know if any of them really exist.
I barely know how to use it, so I don't get to see. I don't know if my Twitter is hard to read the comments. I think I miss a lot of them.
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes I see people retweet comments, and I'm like, I didn't see that.
Oh.
I'm like, I must just miss shit.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You
Well,
know?
I doubt you're missing much.
No. Oh yeah, no. I don't lose sleep over it.
No.
Just saying that thing starts to.
Mhm.
I'm like, wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
both those movies last night.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you about that. So you watched first the original, The
Yep.
Room.
I did the proper. I
Yeah.
did Room, and then I did the
Mhm.
the
Disaster Artist.
Disaster Artist. Yeah.
Right.
I mean that guy. It's weird to me that he has not existed until now. I was unaware that this was a big thing that everybody knew about. That it was the funniest movie out because it was the dumbest movie ever made. I'd never heard of the guy.
I came to it late. I think I'm.
Seems like everybody else talking about it is well aware of this guy.
It's been on my radar for probably about, well, I guess about 6 or 7 years. Adult Swim, which is
Yeah.
At night, they used to and perhaps still do show that movie on April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I just turned on my TV one night
And it was just
on,
on.
and I was like, "What
the fuck is going
and
on?"
My wife, one of the many reasons I love her, she was right there with me. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're not going anywhere. I don't know what this is, but I love this.
Yeah.
And it was like a little bit before. I mean, we definitely had the internet and shit, but it was definitely before you would just immediately go on your phone and get the whole story. So we watched it before we bothered to figure out what the fuck it was.
Right.
But it was already a huge cult thing. That wasn't even the first year that they did that.
Well, I was aware that it was bad because you guys had all talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but watching it, Katie left. Katie was like, "This is fucking stupid,"
Oh, really?
but she didn't stay long enough to. Because to me, after I watched it once, I wanted to watch it again because now it's like, oh, here comes this scene where you know that it's going to be mind-boggling. There's so much shit happening
Yes.
that you can't keep up with how.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, did that fucking sentence make any sense at all?
Yeah.
But I'm too busy looking at his face because I can't understand what he is.
I know.
He's such a fucking weird dude. Like, everything about him is so wrong. He's super shredded in the movie, and it's just so confusing because he's still hideous. Like, it's
I
some weird. He's like a hideous.
He's kind of pro wrestlery in that regard,
It's
where he has
weird.
like the
He's
steroid perfect
fucking
body.
so roided. It's wild.
Right, and his face is kind of paying the price for that.
He has a weightlifting face.
Yeah. I thought, and I really like The Disaster Artist, and I know it's already won awards, and for all I know, James Franco is going to be nominated for Best Actor. I doubt he'd win Best Actor for a movie like that, but he deserves all the accolades he gets because he did a terrific job. And if you watch The Disaster Artist all the way through, at the very end in the credits, they show you side by side their recreations of the scenes, and you can't even tell the difference between their recreation and the original movie. But there's just a thing to Tommy that no human being can possibly capture.
No,
Franco does this great job, and it's not there.
If he was to capture it, his life would be ruined for the rest of his life because there'd be no way to come back from it. You can't transform into him and then go back into a normal human. That guy is from the crab people.
He really is. And did you know, because I went to a screening as well that James Franco and Seth Rogen were at, and Paul Scheer, who will be joining us today. And James Franco started the movie, directed the movie, and directed the movie in character.
Oh, wow. What
So
a
just
nightmare.
Think about all of the levels of... So there's this horrible movie, and this is a movie about the making of the horrible movie, except you're acting like the guy who made the horrible movie while you're on an identical set to the real... To the original movie. I'm not exactly sure what meta means, but I know that is meta.
What's meta?
I don't know. People throw it around. I've even used it myself.
Yeah, it's smart people. I've never
It's like
heard
a thing
anybody.
on top of a
None of
thing.
my friends ever did it.
It's like a thing on top of a thing on top of a thing.
You know, he did sound. I saw a little interview of him on Jimmy Kimmel. He did sound like he hadn't fully kicked the accent. Like he kind of sounded a little bit like Tommy still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it looked like a piece of him stayed with him. I mean, you tell me.
So this is Tommy.
See?
Yeah, oh yeah. When he talks to him, he does him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that they did an interview too where they were both, obviously Tommy is in character because he is a character and he is himself, but I know that they talk to each other in character, so maybe that's just what he falls into. But yeah, he has always insisted he's from New Orleans. That is literally the first time he's ever admitted that he's from Europe.
Right, and which to me is still not enough. Like,
No,
you don't
yeah.
get to say fucking Europe. Where the fuck are you from? And where's your fucking money from? Because I feel like if he doesn't tell anybody, it's from, like, selling heads or something.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Which doesn't really help.
No.
That's what makes him just like a perfect enigma. He's like one of those guys like, I put him in the same category, obviously not the same caliber of artist as like a Lou Reed. You can ask him anything, you know, R.I.P. You can ask him anything you want, and he'll give you an answer, but you'll like never get underneath. He's like hiding in plain sight. You'll never get at the essential, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like, what does he do now? Where does he go after the show? Because I heard just a second of him on Stern, and it sounded to me like he was, like, I felt like, I wasn't sure, but I felt like he said to Stern that it would be good to come back without Franco.
Oh, probably.
And I
No,
felt,
it's got a very healthy ego.
right, I'm not sure what's going on with this guy.
So what he does is, I know, and I believe this is still an ongoing thing. It's probably taking a break right now, but one of the things that started the legend of this movie is that they would do Friday night screenings, like a la Rocky Horror Picture Show on Sunset, and he would be like at them, and it was all people who'd go dressed up and as him and shit like that. And then, like Kevin said yesterday, he got on the convention circuit. So like, what does he do? He goes and meets people as the guy from the room.
No, but I mean,
that's what his job is.
But where does he live? Like, does he live in LA? Did he go back to, you know, like what's his day to day? Does anybody go out with him? Do you see him driving around in obnoxious cars? Is he broke? Is he on fucking drugs? I mean, he looks like he's got tons of money. He looks like to me now that he has crazy HGH belly. So
well, he was not a young man when they made the movie, and that was.
And then what about the concept of? I mean, this guy, to me, watching the movie, he just wanted to fuck that guy. His buddy, he just wanted to butt fuck him.
Oh, Greg, the co-star in the
movie.
movie.
And Greg never butt fucked him, and you know, I don't want to give away anything, but isn't there like a? I mean, did Stern? I didn't get the whole thing, but did he say, hey, you know, what I mean, are you gay? Did you try to, because, you know, I mean, we obviously, the movie portrays you as a guy that is trying to fuck your buddy that you met in acting school. That's what I got. I mean, he went along with being just his friend, but they definitely insinuated that it was a, you know what I mean, that his plan was to, I mean, I felt like the guy wrote a movie and made a movie to butt fuck a guy.
That's one way of looking at it. It never occurred to me to look at it quite that way.
Okay.
All of the facts of the story completely back up your theory as well. I guess I took it as he was a straight guy, but he also was just an incredibly lonely person who didn't know how to be friends with anybody. And he would prefer to be fucking a chick, but in the meantime, like, just having a friend would do for him. And then there's an element of jealousy in the movie. I think we can say that. The jealousy is... And I've had that situation in my life. I've been guilty of that personally, where I was, like, best friends with somebody, and we were, like, roommates, and we hung out all the time, and then all of a sudden they started dating some chick, and I didn't see them. And I got a little salty at them. I probably called it something else at the time, but that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
But your theory holds a lot of weight. Don't get me wrong.
He just seemed, you know what I mean? But I also would believe this guy if he's like, oh, no, I'm not a... He seems like he's like a asexual kind of guy. I would believe that as well.
I would believe that, but then he's also got that super Van Damme kind of thing where if he were gay, he would never... Like, he grew up in a country that was like close enough to Russia that he's got that thing about him that he would never ever admit it, maybe even to himself, and it would be very important to him to like overcompensate and seem like, well, Van Damme did get a boner dancing with a chick that one time.
I know, right? And then I mean, he doesn't know where a vagina is.
There's that. I'd never noticed that watching the original Room.
See, that's the first. I noticed that when I was, because I watched the original, then I watched the other thing, and when I watched the original, I thought to myself, is he off?
There's a very long sex scene.
There's a fucking two of them that just make. That's the thing that makes you. you've got to be ready for it if you didn't know. Otherwise, you'll change a channel and miss out on all its heavenly glory.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh god, this is ridiculous. But then you got to understand. To me, his face is just so entertaining. I feel like now more than ever, has the kind of head that reality television would love.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's too late for reality television,
I don't
but
think it's too late, and I think that this has the potential to. I mean, now he's on Jimmy Kimmel. Now he's on Howard Stern. I think he probably is famous enough to be on like a Surreal Life at least.
oh man, he cannot. I mean, him mingling with CM Punk or something would be the greatest show ever.
I don't know why nobody has. At this point, somebody's got to give him money to just make another movie.
I mean, does he have more money?
He's certainly
Wait, what?
He's certainly turned a profit on the room by now.
And
Oh,
how's
okay.
that? How's that? Is it
Does
similar?
Does he also star in it?
Of his movies.
Wait,
Wow.
wait. Tommy personally sold hard copies of his movie to a teenager. Oh, so he just had them on his person.
It's a hustler.
Angeline.
Yeah.
I actually saw a movie that she was in.
Me too.
Okay, I'll watch more of his shit for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're like that, I'm kind of pissed we didn't know about it. Wait,
He plays
Samurai Cop?
See that he's got to be in as like a stunt casting thing. Like, I knew that.
Wait, no, he's the star. He's the star of Samurai Cop? Are you fucking
No, starring Matthew Caritas,
Oh.
Mark Fraser, Bai Ling, Caden Cross, and Tommy.
Damn it. But is he the Samurai King?
Wait, there's another guy with long dark hair in it. That should be in his contract. That doesn't happen. There he is. There we go. Is that Pat Morita?
Who's Pat Morita?
Mr. Miyagi?
Oh, I love Pat Morita.
Or was he already dead when they made this?
Man, there's some weird motherfuckers in here. George Takei and this shit. This reminds me of, what's that stupid movie that I was in? American Ninja Cheerleaders? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not watching this.
Original music for.
I'm not watching this because this is going to be ruined by people that know how to make a movie. I need high level. Wow.
Well, yeah, just the beautiful thing about The Room is that it was made innocently. I watch things that are
Shit,
bad.
right.
I watch things that are bad on purpose, and it's never the same.
You made that for butt sex. How's that innocent?
It's artistic intentions.
He artistically tried to butt fuck his friend. Wait, he has his own boxer shorts? And looking, how gay are they?
Yeah, pretty. But that's
I mean, there's no way they're not sold in gay stores.
I would wear the long johns, but the whole Eastern European thing, it's so hard to get a read on because they're straight as guys are like they're gay as dudes.
I know, right? But he's old school Euro.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we'll never know, we'll never guess unless he tells everybody. But I think this guy did a lot of bad stuff. I think he's a really bad person, and he made millions. I think he's like in the mob or something. He's like, he got hit in the head and he's like punchy, and he went rogue.
Anything's possible.
Nobody, they're just letting him go.
Kind of want some of these jackets. They're pretty inexpensive.
Wait, he has
vastly reduced.
Wait, he has a lot of merch.
Yeah. He's selling, so he bought hoodies.
Wait, he sells watches?
Yeah. The Assassin, the Superman watch, reduced from $80 to $20.
Okay,
I don't think those were moving.
Wait, you can get a $120 watch for $49.99 and it's got diamonds in it.
TommyWiseau.com, yeah.
Wow.
He has hoodies he's selling, so I guess he meant, he was going to put a print on all of them, but then he just had extra, so he's just also selling blank hoodies. Yeah, and the You're Tearing Me Apart Lisa t-shirt is pretty special.
He must just own lots of companies or something.
Yeah. It does, make you feel like, I talked to, when I interviewed the chick from the movie on my show, it kind of does make you feel like a loser that one way or another, this guy did figure out a way to make way more money than I'll probably ever have. And he's a moron.
Yeah, but I've been aware of that for some time. That's why
This one stings in particular. He's got a decent bit of money, and I don't know how to make a bunch of money.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I understand your angle. For me to be bitter just makes less sense because, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I can relate a little bit.
I gotcha.
No.
But the fact that he made the money in the first place.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
but
I'm
that's
saying.
but
The fact that he showed up with
because it's
millions
the
of
drive. Because
dollars.
it's the drive.
Yeah.
You know, Sketches is not good. Sketches is bad, and Sketches is huge because they came at the right time with, you know what I mean? They weren't going to give up. I'm sure at one point when they showed their shit, people were like, this is fucking stupid. And then, you know.
Okay, that tank top ad is really homosexual.
Right, okay.
I mean, that's just undeniable.
Yeah, and look, and we're, like, I'm half gay, and Tally's totally friends with gay guys and stuff. We're good with the homosexual world.
I speak homo.
And that was a gay ad.
Yeah.
No insult. If we had, like, full gay friends here, they would say, yes, my half gay friend, Jason, that is an ad that looks like it is attracting guys for gay stuff.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go there and buy some stuff later. They have room.
Not that tank top, though.
No, probably not. They have room hoodies. Look at that. It's reduced to $10.
Man, I'm contemplating getting that iced out watch with the cubic zirconias in it for $49.99.
I think we should buy some stuff from his website.
I know, right?
I think I'm going to do that.
God damn, that thing is... Look at that. Real plastic diamonds in there.
Wow. Le Feminine Classique. So I guess for ladies, yeah.
Doesn't really matter. They're all so bad. You can
The
wear
way he
one.
spelled feminine is not... That's not any language. Like that, it sounds like I said something in French. Trust me, that's not how you would write that in French whatsoever.
But he knows how to sell a deal, $140 to $49.99.
Yeah, that's a massive.
You gotta get it.
It's a massive production. So you liked it. You liked the original one. I'm glad you like it. It's awesome. Man.
Yeah, I found it to be. I actually plan on watching it again because I found it to be, like I said, the sections of it where I wanted to rewind it. Because I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball and shit just makes me laugh so hard at all these.
And there's so many standalone scenes that seem like they're introducing a big plot point that just go away. Like the kid with the drug dealer and the mom has her big revelation.
The breast cancer?
Yeah, she just... Okay, I guess everybody knows that. She just says she has breast cancer and then it just never comes up again.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
She was at the event that I was at the other
Oh,
night.
yeah?
I was geeking out on her.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good for him. I hope that he shows up. And I don't feel bad about watching his work.
No, and it's a real man. He's very Marky Ramone.
Yeah. Does he have a Twitter and shit?
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Does he talk on it?
Yeah, I think he does. It's just such a. I love Los Angeles. I have mixed emotions about this city, like everybody who's ever lived here. But I love the Hollywood dream, and he's such a weird but pure, version of the Hollywood dream.
He wears sunglasses now because his eyes are even worse than they were 30 years ago when he was fucking 50.
Now, I don't remember. That poster was a billboard that was on at a major intersection, I guess, for like 5 years. Again, just because he paid for it. Very expensive. Probably you're looking at like, I don't know, 10, 15 grand a month, something like that.
Wait, I don't remember any of this.
And it was already down by the time I became aware of it. I don't recall seeing it, but yeah, that was up. Well, you know where that is. That's on Sunset. Well, there's the Roosevelt in the background.
Yeah,
That was just there for forever with theroommovie.com.
Yeah, I don't.
It's amazing.
Good for him.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back.
The mom actually, I definitely have breast cancer lady. I can't find a photo to back it up, but so there's this like behind the scenes fake like what happened to all the actors after the movie thing Funny or Die put out, and like I said, friend of a friend, like totally was at a party and was introduced to this chick. She said, I'm an actress. Have you been in anything I've seen? Well, I was in this one movie, The Room.
Wow.
Yeah, and so she did this thing, and I had her on my show, and she invited us to the premiere of the comedy thing she made. And the mom, who's an old lady, obviously, her eyes are like this. Like, it's really strange. One of her eyes is like, the bottom of it barely goes to where the top of the other one goes. I think it's like a facelift thing.
you changing that?
It's on full blast.
It's not. I'm not changing it.
Oh.
There, it fell off and broke on that one, so you have to move it between the two, and this one was pinned to the cold this morning.
So, what's it pinned to now?
It can be pinned to the middle. Whatever you guys.
Wait, you're just changing it right now?
There's no thing to change it with.
Oh, you couldn't get in here to get the thing?
I said that we could have. I told them if you want to run another studio, grab a yellow thing if you want.
Yeah, it's so warm out here. I don't like it.
Man, it just.
I would love to put a hidden camera in here and find out who puts that down to maximum coldness and then removes the pin so we can execute them.
There's no way to bump
So
these
what
back
has
a
to
little
move?
bit.
Just a
If
little
you look at the
bit?
other, like Betsy, the one that's in the studio,
Yeah.
there's a yellow. I don't know, like a little. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, like
It
one of
pops
those-
onto
Oh, onto this?
there, and that's how you spin it.
But if we had this screwdriver, could we just move it?
You just need to grab the yellow one from the in-studio one or one of the other studios.
It's so cold. Oh my god.
So an answer to that question.
So what? It's just
Okay,
cold
these will be
freezing, I
short.
think.
Very short. Well, how much time?
4 minutes. In the library, 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
In the library, coming back. I wonder if we corrupted one of the USBs.
I've never seen that, but that would be my guess. Yeah, because he like copy and tar that tune to that and put it straight into the trash.
Dr. Rhymeluck is denying the refill. You need to call him. What nightmare? Alright. Man. Can we get a cappuccino, Betsy? You want a coffee as well? I'll pour it over your head. Maybe it'll warm me up.
It's so cold.
It's fucking stupid out there.
Really, the thermostat's
Fuck is
broken.
it take?
Do you want it from across the street
Downstairs.
or from the bean and leafy place? Whatever it's
Downstairs
called.
is good.
Downstairs? Okay. What size do you want?
Big one. Thanks, baby. Alright, I love you.
Where you at, Betsy? We should probably
What?
grab a handy piece of tape.
Oh.
trying to not give me my fucking sleeping pill refills. It's like, dude, it's your fucking idea, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Take these. It's a weird thing to know. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I talk about going to the bush or whatever. I can't go to the bush. I'm on fucking modern medicine.
Oh, right. That's funny.
2 live reads as well as 1 WWE giveaway today.
You gotta be curious to know what happens if you just completely get off everything, right? I mean, I think
Yeah.
the bush is probably the place to do that.
That's what I was going to say. I bet you I could pull it off if I just went to the bush.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it here.
No. No. Where's my live read?
Do I have them?
Hey! Hey! Oh.
Stick around.
If you're like most people, you still have no idea what to get for anyone this holiday season. Luckily, Nest wants to make this year's gift giving easier for you. Right now, they're giving away a free Google Home Mini when you buy any Nest product for over $99. Google Home Mini is the smart speaker you can control with your voice. And with Google Assist built in, they say you can get answers quickly. Manage your day and even get hands-free help around the house. Nest products and Google Assist work together to control your smart home so you can say things like, make it warmer, and your Google Assist will turn up the Nest thermostat. So you guys should get a Nest thermostat in the green room. So you know, yes, I know. So if you've been eyeing any of the Nest products, like the Nest thermostat, the Nest products smoke and carbon monoxide alarm, or more, now there's a great time. Or more, there's a great time to get them, because you'll also get a Google Home Mini at no extra cost. But you need to hurry though, Will, because this offer ends December 31st. So when it's the 31st, that offer doesn't exist anymore. So go see Nest, go to Nest.com or visit the nearest Best Buy, Target, and Home Depot thing. With Nest, Google Home Mini Holidays just got a mini bit better. Oh, sorry.
Will the thrill.
Mm-hmm.
76 years ago today, it all went down.
I don't want to make a joke.
Hiroshima.
Related?
Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yes.
That was
Kamikazes.
Tokyo.
Yes.
Tokyo
Yes.
was never really the same.
Kamikaze.
Kamikazes.
Yes.
Kamikazes. Pearl Harbor. And I'm a fucking history.
Suddenly and deliberately, we were attacked.
With only Ben Affleck to save us.
With dudes with cool headbands.
Yeah.
Badass.
Cool.
Red Sun's a badass logo.
Wait, did they kamikaze in Pearl Harbor? I thought that was an end of the war thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Didn't they just
absolutely.
roll like that all the
Well,
time? I thought they
I'm-
just had like those guys on lock.
Somebody could look that
Maybe
up,
that
but
became more of a thing at the end. I thought when they kind of knew that they were losing, it was just like, fuck this.
Oh wow.
no, I think that's like I took it as there's like that. This is a protocol.
That's what I
This is
thought.
what happens when you don't have enough fuel to make it back.
Oh, I see. I think okay. I'm not saying that it was something that guys improvised. They were trained to do that. But I thought I had read that it became much more common at the end of the war.
Oh, maybe it did become
Yeah.
more common, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was my belief that there were definitely kamikazes in
there
the
were.
Pearl
There were.
Harbor attack. The attack began before 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I think that was smart of them, you know.
Why?
Probably
People
most
sleep in Sundays?
unprepared time, you know.
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
lazy Sunday morning. We're not involved with this war.
Right, young people in the military maybe got a little loose on Saturday night.
Yeah. Hundreds of Japanese planes came in for a surprise assault on U.S. warships in Pearl Harbor, and I think they recognized fairly quickly that that was a mistake. They wanted to get our entire Pacific Fleet and destroy it, disabling us in that way. But they actually drew us into the war in a really heavy way. They
They
really
didn't realize who the fuck they were messing with.
Right, that's what
okay.
I'm trying to say,
Okay.
and they really got people amped up for it as well.
Right.
You did that. Oh yeah, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Days later,
Wait.
They had no idea that we had the atom bomb, I'm guessing.
did we have it at that point? I don't think we did.
Well, we made one pretty fucking quick. If that was
yeah.
that was the
exactly.
rebuttal. You made an atom bomb and dropped it.
That's right.
Oh wait, I'm not a World War II guy at all. Weren't some of the people who worked on the atomic bomb German
Yeah.
defector guys? So right, obviously the Nazi thing had to get pretty gnarly for them to even be here in the first place.
Germany and Italy declared war on America just a few days later, and the U.S. government promptly returned the gesture. And
Oh yeah, fuck you too.
that war would last until 1945. It basically is responsible for turning the United States into a global power and really getting a mass production going,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they converted car factories into tank factories and stuff like that, and everybody participated. Even if you're like, at the time, like a housewife, you would be saving your tinfoil, and you would be saving your grease and all that kind of thing, so you could help make. So they would make bomb materials out of this kind of stuff. So everybody was participating in some way. You'd buy war bonds, all
If
that.
you
kind of
had, but wars now, who makes the money? Because you got to make all those weapons. Who makes the money now?
I think the large weapons manufacturers
Who's
and
that?
aircraft manufacturers. I
Are
think
they
those
here or where are they?
I think a lot of them are here.
Yeah. Like
think-
tanks. Who makes tanks?
You
What's
would-
the brand of a tank?
A lot of people purchase
You know what I mean?
their weapons from the United States.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or
Right.
they traded in some
Are they like
way.
Mercedes-Benz tanks or what are they? Because I know that some plane engines have like Rolls-Royce engines.
Yeah.
So that means Rolls-Royce made the fucking engine.
Yeah.
So that means that they don't give you discounts. You know what I mean? They're the Versace of cars. They're not going to give you a fucking discount. Do they give the government a discount?
You're talking about a Versace
Well, they
tank.
they bid on contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like ships and tanks
in
are
that
the
sense-
best of the best, right?
Well, they bid on contracts, so in that sense, the government decides who they want to work with, and it's going to be some like anybody buying anything. It's going to be some combination of who's got the product that we want to buy at the price.
Right.
You can.
I'm sure they're not buying the absolute cheapest shit they can get.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
Sirius XM computers. It's more like like they're not fucking around. Or is it? I mean, they're business. Maybe they're like, look, man, I'm sure if I spend an extra, $1 million on this tank, it'll go better. But
think it's
we're
way
trying
more-
to shave some cash over here.
It's way more likely that you end up paying $3,000 for a nail
Right.
than
Yeah.
you getting a cheap piece of shit that falls apart.
Right.
So you get ripped off that way, not in the other
Okay,
way.
but you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
What is the greatest tank that money can buy? Like, what is the
Sherman?
most
No,
expensive?
no.
Well, the
Whatever.
Abrams-
1940 Will over here, the Sherman tank.
Let me answer that for
Pretty
you.
sweet.
The Abrams main battle tank is unrivaled in the world. It's been called the most sophisticated tank on the market.
You don't say.
Oh yeah, what's it do?
Yeah,
Has it got like?
Andrew, find the website.
Has it got a massaging seat like my car?
Does it have advancements in electronic architecture?
It's like yeah, because it looks pretty stock. It's got a lot of dudes in it, though. It looks like it holds some crackers.
But it probably doesn't have very many autonomous systems.
What's autonomous mean?
Automatic without having to do anything.
Well, you reckon this...
Self-driving tanks?
Remember that Blue Chips movie with the guy with the helicopter where his helmet, wherever his helmet pointed, the guns would point at it?
Was that Blue Thunder, Lightning,
Yes.
Hurricane?
All of those.
And the beginning of the movie?
It had one of the greatest actors of all time, Chief Brody.
The very beginning of the movie, they're looking at a naked woman through the window, through their night vision.
Wow, you remember that?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
In other news, by the way, if
do that in the 80s.
You can read about World War II and stuff, but if you really want to get a real feel of it, the National World War II Museum in New Orleans is amazing.
Yeah.
It really kind of conveys the feeling of what people were going through in the United States during the war. So.
It's an amazing thing, that I don't know that the world will ever see again. An awful thing, but it was such a clear-cut black and white, good versus evil.
Mm-hmm.
Wars today are so much more ambiguous than they were. And that.
Do you think the other side thought they were evil?
No, nobody has ever thought that they were evil.
Right, so that means that they were good and we were evil and we won, and that's how they were raised.
Well,
I think that's why Hitler became Hitler, because like World War One, Germany was basically humiliated in war, and so he wanted to make Germany like this powerful thing that it should be.
Well, right.
Good logos. That's about as far as it goes.
Right, but they explicitly, part of their whole thing was Germans are better than everybody and need to go and take whatever shit we want in the world. Yeah, that person doesn't think they're a bad person, but any objective, you go find some dude in Africa who doesn't have any stake in it whatsoever, and he'll be like, those guys are the dicks.
Right. Yeah, okay.
One country is like, oh, you're trying to take that other country because you just want it and you think you're better than them. We're going to try to stop you from doing that. It's pretty obvious who the good guys and the bad guys are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're just taking over all the countries, you got to know as a German that you're on the bad team. Your boss is like, fucking David, all of them. Yeah, we got that. No, more. I want it more. We're gonna rule the world. Did you know we're the best and everybody else is a piece of shit, Stein? It's not good. I'm like, wait, this guy's getting fucking angry.
So I'm an officer, and
I'm hanging out and I'm hearing this dude's speech about how we're killing everybody.
Yeah.
The Jews. I'm like, man, I know fucking Jimmy down the road. He's a Jew. He's pretty cool. All Jews you're gonna kill? Man, I feel like fucking Sir Hitler is going to... I'm telling my friend over here, this shit's getting dark, man. We're hanging out in the street listening to this dude. He's talking about we're the master race. You can't... I don't give a fuck what year it was. You can't be in the crowd. If you've got a mind that works, you can't go, man, this is bad. He's mean. He's very angry, and he's, I know there's a couple of people he's got a point, we are the master race, but I also believe there were some intelligent people there going, look, I'm friends with Sally or whatever the fuck, and you can't kill Sally. This dude's a fucking murderer. You had to be thinking that, just a group mentality, but you had to have, myself and Tully, if we were friends and we lived there and we were Germans, there's no fucking way that conversation goes down where I don't go after it. Kind of like, me and Tully have had people on the show before, we don't say anything at the time, but after it, if it's that crazy, I'll text him. I texted him about it, just the other day, because I didn't have time. I left, and then I text him to be like, hey, did you catch that? And he's like, did I fucking catch it? That was wild. I'm like, right? That's what I feel like I would be if I was listening to Hitler and I was a German. We go home, and I go, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta get the fuck out of here. He's fucking crazy.
Well, there were plenty of people who left, and there were people who, Anne Frank was being hid in the house of German people.
Yeah, see? So
of course there were.
Some people, exactly. So it's just crazy to know that you went along with it. I guess you didn't have a say, but it's terrifying. It must be terrifying. Obviously more terrifying if you're in the crowd and you're Jewish. But at the same time, you were living... I feel like a lot of people just want to live their day-to-day lives and love... They have kids. When you have a kid, then you see where you came from. You're just a baby. You're just a friendly baby. And then it's, we're killed. Man, I'm out. I'm out immediately.
We're all... I'm sorry. Well, yeah, we're all... we all come from countries and, in a sense, belong to countries. And I'm American, and I'm a proud American. But fundamentally, we're human beings. And that trumps what country you're from, or what state you're from, or what team you root for, or whatever.
There's a British TV show I watch, a comedy, and there's these two Nazi officers, and one of them starts thinking, and he's like, he goes to the other one, he goes, are we the baddies? Just what you're
Yeah.
talking about. It had to occur to somebody. But that's enough.
You can't say kill a bunch of people in front of a kid and he thinks that you're in the right.
No, but people have obviously gone to war and been patriots and done what they are told. Obviously not in such a probably clear-cut circumstances, but there are plenty of people who are in the armed forces who don't necessarily agree with the politics of any situation, but
Yeah.
they do their job.
Yeah, but that's easy to explain that. If you go to war, that's your fucking brothers and sisters you're going to war with, and they're trying to kill your brothers and sisters. So it becomes personal instantly. Like, I trained with all my brothers and sisters and we're going to war. I'm fucking terrified. And all these fuckers are trying to kill my best friends.
That's what they were thinking then.
Right. That's what everybody should be thinking when you're in war. It is. It's your team. They've all got your back. And one of them gets killed by the enemy. Well, now it's easy to be personal and do the things that need to be done. They fucking murdered your friend.
That's how gang wars start.
Maybe the cops break it up. These ones is nobody's
No
like
cops.
stop. It's like no, keep going until the very end. Doesn't seem like it ever really. Does it happen that way where you just kill it? They get the one side just dies and then there's always like
Somebody has to
capture
surrender.
people. Yeah. They surrender. Right?
That's what the obvious problem with the war on terror is you're fighting an idea, not a nation.
Can't we just go to China in like giant planes and have a like hand-to-hand combat fight? Because they can't bomb themselves if we're there fighting.
But they can bomb all the rest of us here while our soldiers are over there fighting.
Tell
Well,
us
somebody,
about military mind.
yeah, but that doesn't. You're saying, but somebody in America can be there as well. But I just don't think they're gonna do that.
Well, let's roll the dice and see what happens.
But why do we want to fight them in the first place?
Yeah, really.
Because they're threatening us.
How? China?
Yeah,
What are they threatening us with?
I thought they're threatening us. So the news says.
I don't know what news you're watching.
But they're shooting missiles our way and
That's
shit.
North Korea.
Oh well, yeah. Those guys. That's what I'm saying. Go to there. China's not gonna bomb us. Just go to those.
North Korea could bomb us.
Yeah, but we.
But isn't North Korea allies with China? So if we bomb North Korea,
See, I
will
don't-
China bomb us?
I don't think they would. I think China would be
No.
like, finally, you got rid of this dude.
Yeah.
I don't think China likes that dude.
China's not going to go to the wall for North
They're
Korea.
terrified of that guy.
Right.
Gotcha.
So that's why we need to take him out.
All right. In Niceville.
Yeah, I should shut up.
Sounds like a nice place.
Is it cheaper to live in Niceville or more expensive to live in Niceville because it's called Niceville?
It's
You know,
cheaper
names-
than here.
Silly names are making houses cheaper.
Are they really?
Silly names of streets are making houses
So,
cheaper.
like, if you live on
Cunt Street.
Turd
It's cheap as
Street,
fuck, yeah.
Well,
Save like $100,000.
for example, I think
Can't you just get a PO box though, and
Okay, just live with it.
you can, but it's like I guarantee you. Well, I guess I can't guarantee you. I don't think it's a coincidence I worked for 2 companies in a row that both had their offices on the 14th floor. I think you get a little break because I think if you put it this way, if you have a brand new office building and you're renting all the floors and people are going in and taking, okay, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one. 14, aka 13, is probably going to be the last one taken. Don't ask me
Yeah, it's
why.
the cheapest one.
It's just this weird fucking thing that we're holding.
I know.
on
but
to.
that has more to do with superstition than
I know.
reputation.
It's ridiculous, right?
But it's
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah, people who would walk underneath a ladder, who would cross paths with a black cat and still go to an important business meeting, when push comes to shove, would rather have the 7th floor than the 13th.
Look,
It's so fucking hilarious.
I can think of all kinds of bad names for streets, obviously, but what is a real
Okay, I can-
name
oh.
that?
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah,
Swastika Lane. Is
that's real.
yes. Can you look it up, Andrew?
Why would they have that?
No,
Because it
makes
was
sense that-
named well before.
Well, then change it.
Yeah.
That should have been changed back
Well,
when Pearl Harbor
Well,
happened.
when we set it up, it was an Asian symbol of.
Well, it's not
and-
anymore.
Well, then take down all of your Confederate statues because it's the.
I don't have any.
Because it's the exact same argument. Is I didn't make it bad. It's not my. So if some dickhead comes on, you know what I mean. If somebody murders people in the name of the Beatles, like Charles Manson, do I need to stop listening to the Beatles? He doesn't get to decide what the Beatles mean.
Swastika Road looks pretty long.
Yeah, that's a long street.
You get off, man. That's
In Schuyler Falls, New York. I don't even think that that's the same one. I think there might be more.
no,
than
because you
one.
said Swastika Lane.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was Swastika Lane.
Andrew found Swastika Road.
Yeah, and they found that houses, there was like a butt street and stuff like that. Houses are a little bit cheaper.
Man,
That's Butte Street.
I would love to live on Butt Street.
Crusted butt.
Swastika Lane's not going to work out
Crusty Butt Street.
for me. Swastika Avenue is it's fine. Nobody lives
Rock down to Swastika Avenue.
there. It's pretty crazy that seems like a street that barely exists. I don't see anybody getting too bummed out about changing that.
How about, baby murder court?
It's so long. It makes no sense that you would do that. And when was it ever cool to murder babies? You know what I mean? Like, now it's frowned upon, but back in the 70s,
I don't know.
everybody was killing the babies. It was like, woo! It's Saturday night! Who's killing babies? Come on, everybody!
So look for a bad street. Maybe get a good deal on a place.
I wouldn't. It would not bother me at all.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Niceville.
that's like the corny low-level version of buying the house that somebody was murdered in, or
Yeah.
the house that's reputed to be haunted.
I'd be a bit weird about like mass murders in there, but it's kind of weird these days. Man, I wouldn't tell my kids. Like if it was a really good house and it was actually cheaper because there was murders in it, because people were just like, no, I won't go there, superstitious. I don't believe in any of that, but I don't want my kids. I want people to fuck with them at school because they live in the weird murderer house. I've never heard of a weird like there's the Amityville fucking. I guess there is. I mean, as far as I know, right? There is a couple of actual houses where people have. It's famous that house was used for that.
Right.
And if you're like 8 to 16, I feel like people could fuck with you on that one. Worse if you're a girl, because you're like a nasty evil girl. You can be nasty, evil boy, and you're kind of a badass.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but a girl, it's kind of like you're on.
Carrie and the Carrie movie.
Yeah, you're in boogers and you hang it. You don't wash your hair and you know what I mean. You got no friends and shit. That's the kind of person that lives in the Amityville house when they're a girl. I feel like you'll get put in they'll zone you in there.
Yeah.
I mean, is that house? Do normal
I
people
don't-
live in there, or is it like a
I
tourist
don't know.
thing?
I don't know. I'm sure the house has been torn down at least once, so it's just a plot of land.
I saw it a while back, and the house was still there, but they had changed the way the windows looked because that had become kind of iconic through like the movie posters and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I think it's like the nose ring test of if a girl is pretty or not. I think if you're a super cool chick who lives in the Amityville house, that makes you cooler.
Yeah.
And if you're not cool, then that buries you.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
even get it.
Like shaving your head.
Yeah,
you're a
exactly.
girl.
I will say.
I'm super into the chick with the shaved head that lives in the Amityville
yeah,
house.
no, me too. Black lipstick, cool.
Fucking losers.
Doc Martens. Yeah.
We're
Army
destined to
jacket?
fail.
I'm dating Tank Girl. This is great.
Yes.
Such a bad idea to take Tank Girl. She's gonna ruin your life.
I know, but it'll be awesome
Okay,
while it lasts.
It's
How
so
about
great.
this? If you can go and buy a house and it's, whatever, 10% cheaper than it probably should be because somebody was violently murdered in the house, and you just know that, but your kids are never going to find out, do you think you would do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about if I showed you photos of the dead, bloody crime scene in your prospective home, and you could never erase that image from your mind?
Look, there is a line, but that's
I mean,
not
don't
it.
show my kids.
No. See, I think I'm out at that point.
Oh.
I'm out after like, many bodies were under the floorboards kind of thing. That's where I draw the line.
Look, dude, when there were many bodies under the floorboard, what the community needs to do to purge itself is they need to give it to, like, Dalai Lama people and turn it into, like, the center of meditation and
Yeah.
yoga.
That's a good idea.
Or a
Just nobody fucking
Scientologist
lives there.
church of Scientology.
Let the state buy it and turn it into like a
Turn it into a yoga
recreation
studio.
center.
Look, if it was a really good house,
It can't be a fucking park, dude. You can't have
What?
fucking John Wayne Gacy Memorial.
No,
Place.
no,
it
you
can't be
don't
John.
name it
Yeah,
after
you
him.
don't. Yeah.
That's who's under the floorboards, guys.
I know, but you
They're
don't
not under
name
the
it
floorboards anymore. They're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Think about all the animals in the world that die. Everybody, there's dead things everywhere. What if you actually went directly down 100 feet? You'd probably bump into a dead human that died years before us. They're probably full of shit, but you know what I mean? Dead shit.
Hey,
Is it
that's-
really that bad?
There's probably dead people buried underneath this very studio.
No, but
On the 12th floor.
Ixnay on the Audi Bay. Look, but that
You say corpse, I say soundproofing.
that's an interesting point. It matters how long ago it was, because if it was 1,000,000 years ago and it's a
Then
caveman,
it's cool.
What
Yeah,
about
it's
what about
okay.
if what about if you have to like actually grab the body and move it outside? That fresh.
you're gonna have to give me a bigger discount.
I mean, if you're in this place where you really love this house and
Yeah.
and it's everything you've ever wanted, and it's cheaper so you can afford it, and you know that you're not going to get a house this good for this money anywhere else. This is a deal, but there was a massacre in there. It's not happening now. It's a dude that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
It's like I walked down Hollywood Boulevard. How many people walk down Hollywood Boulevard that are fucking murdering rapist pieces of shit?
90%, I would say.
Okay, that might be going too far, but what am I supposed to not walk on the streets anymore? You don't exist anymore. Live with them? Okay, no. But they're gone. It's a thing that happened on the ground there. Who
Well,
cares?
I mean, the Manson murders, where what's her name was
Sharon Tate.
Yeah, the Sharon Tate house. If you were gonna get a discount on that house,
No way. Every fucking rocker in a black T-shirt wants to have.
I
a
know.
camera in
that's the
that place.
thing. You're gonna have tour buses going by on your right.
Yeah,
you'll
fucking
see
Trent
where,
Reznor wrote an album in there. I think Manson may have been there for a while.
That's what you do.
Look-
Rent it out to creepy people.
Yeah.
Look, if
First
I...
honors.
What about that weird witch house in Beverly Hills that looks like... Michael, you must have shown your kid that
Yeah.
house. You know, the house that looks like it's a full witch's house,
I-
has like a crazy roof and shit?
A Disney
But you ain't
witch
seen it.
house.
I have no idea what you're talking
Oh,
about.
dude, your
Bring
son was
up
shit.
the witch house of.
My kids used to be
Beverly
scared when I would drive by it. It's-
Oh, my kid's afraid of it.
Hills. No, it looks cool. It's
It does look-
cartoonish,
My kid's afraid of the elf on the shelf.
witch
But
house.
I don't know what's inside it, but let's just say that inside it was the coolest thing ever that I could imagine. Like, it had all the things that I've always wanted in there.
It probably does.
And they were like, hey, just so you know, a guy ate a bunch of people in here, and that's why
this is
it's...
Dahmer's old place.
Oh, that house isn't even creepy.
I don't care. It's... What do you mean?
It's cartoonish and it's creepy.
Yeah, it's cartoon creepy.
Cartoon.
It's like
Maybe I gotta see it at night, but during the day it just looks like where Snow White lives with dwarves.
It's a
Like
haunted...
baby.
It's a haunt... Yeah, but it's a giant house in Beverly Hills. It's not...
Well, yeah, I guess I get that, because there was a period of time when they were building a lot of homes in LA where it was just like cool to have themes. And this was like Scandinavian creepy cottage or something.
Wait, it has it. Show me the pool and stuff,
These
Andrew.
people had this specifically built for them.
No,
for sure.
But if you drive up Beechwood on your way up to the sign, there's not exactly like that, but there's a bunch of
Whoa.
silly houses that aren't all that different. Swiss chalets and shit like that.
See, that house is awesome.
It's awesome. I want this
Yeah.
house bad.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even think my kid would be creeped out moving into it.
I don't
No.
care how many dead people are in that. I'm fucking
Whoa.
living there. That's so cool.
Is that the inside of it?
Yeah, it's a corridor.
It's like a fun house in there. I get dizzy walking down that hall.
Yeah, the hallway is all like curved and out of proportion, but not, I think, in a super cool way.
Yep.
Oh, it's cool.
My kid is afraid of everything, and I do not believe he would be afraid to live.
Well, in Niceville, where the houses are really expensive, police officer around midnight on November 23rd spotted a car parked in church parking lot. They said she was just making a phone call. Long story short, the cop was searching through a purse and got a load of heroin injected into him.
Well, people
Wait,
on
what?
heroin can be nice.
Wait a minute. She injected him with heroin?
No, he stuck himself.
He pricked the needle. He
Oh,
didn't shoot up.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot up. I didn't say shoot
He
up.
said
He
he had a
didn't
load of heroin.
Yeah.
Okay, so how big is a load?
So he's more worried about AIDS than he's worried about getting
well,
high.
yeah, that would be a concern.
That I would be more concerned about.
Do you think it would make him, though, my question, do you think if he got, like, a buzz off of it,
Yeah.
probably didn't, but if he did,
Yeah.
do you think it might make him more sympathetic towards people he ran across in the
No.
future? That
No.
would-
Oh my god, no.
You think
No,
he'd be
I
like,
think
oh,
people-
dude, I get it now.
Why would you get... It's obvious it feels good the first time you do it. Do you need to do heroin to know that?
No,
The man knows drugs feel good.
No, I know, but there's a difference in, like I said, reading about something and understanding it. Like, I can tell you about acid all day, but if you don't do it, you can't really know.
Yeah, I feel like these days, everybody knows what heroin feels like because everybody's had a painkiller. And that's what it feels like, everybody.
I think heroin's a little different than Tylenol 4 or whatever they give you.
Well, now you're saying like I'm saying
Yeah, your Vicodins,
Vicodins and
Percocets.
shit. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you do 4 Vicodin, it kind of feels like heroin.
Dude, if you've ever had like, if you've ever worked,
Thanks for the recipe, Jason.
if you've ever worked out really hard and then had like a well-timed like scotch by a fireplace, you kind of, sort of, like,
Yeah, it's just
not,
a buzz.
Yeah, exactly. Like acid and mushrooms are hard to compare to beer.
Yeah, and then it's like shoot up a bunch of heroin. It's like, well, yeah, drink a bottle of Jack, see how you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, if you could press a button on drinking a bottle of Jack, that would, you know what I mean?
You could. You could
come out.
shoot up some Jack, right?
People have done that.
They died too, right? I mean,
No,
that
fucking
could,
Motley
that
Crue.
could kill you,
Didn't
right?
Motley Crue
So they
shoot up?
say.
Wouldn't that? I mean, would they have the potential of killing you?
I don't know. I only shut up one time. It was a big mistake.
Jason, can I interest you in a Star Wars toy?
No, I'm happy for everybody, but I
Not
don't give a
even
fuck.
this one.
Ooh,
Ha ha ha!
that's pretty funny.
That is a lightsaber dildo, if I've ever seen one.
Oh.
Does it go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh when you go in and out?
I
Cause that
don't know. I didn't really read too much about it. I just saw the photo and was like, oh, there you go. I don't think they can be sued. It's not an exact reproduction of a.
oh, they'd have to pay them a
lightsaber.
little bit for that, I think.
No, they not.
No, they couldn't take money off of dildos.
Well,
They're owned by Disney now.
No, I'm saying if you make a lightsaber, whatever you call it, with a dildo on it, then you have to pay Disney.
Yeah, no, they would
No.
just shut you down if you were
Yeah.
if they were straight up
It's
replicas.
like on it.
But they wouldn't take money.
On it has like all these different. You know, I mean, it has an Iron Man kettlebell and stuff. They had to pay. They have Star Wars kettlebells.
They
Yeah,
license
That's because
those.
Disney doesn't mind being associated with health. They might be not wanting to be associated with dildos.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Oh, they would've
yourself
made
with the
them
dildos
themselves.
healthy.
Wait, I know the answers here.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay.
so right. Star Wars, Disney would have to license that out to the dildo company, and Disney's Star Wars would never ever do that. But there's no shortage of knockoff lightsabers on the market, and as long as you change it enough. I forget what they always have dumb Starfighter, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it is. My kid's got a million of them, and they're lightsabers, but they're not.
Just
None
like-
of them go boom, boom, and that's really the dead giveaway.
Right.
Yeah, just like they do with movies. When a big movie's coming out, they always sell a DVD of something very similarly titled.
Yeah.
Please
right.
don't hit the microphone. Someone else has to use that.
You say don't?
Yep.
Okay.
They make the exact same things though. Disney Star Wars does with popsicles.
I like making popsicles go in my mouth. It cools my face down.
I was wondering if you could use your smartphone as a vibrator. So much so that I googled that.
Someone you had to.
Oh, you can
have.
definitely do that.
There's
It's
tons
just
of
I don't
apps.
know if I want like all those weird things like directed in my pussy.
Wait, what do you do with the app? I mean, you hook it onto what?
You just have a thing makes your phone vibrate.
Yeah.
Duh.
But it goes like vroom, 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 vroom. It has just like little vibrating patterns.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh.
But the article that I read, the lady was saying she bought 3, and she's like, well, I guess in the end, the apps cost about $1.99. A good vibrator costs like $80. I guess there's no reason to expect that a phone was going to be as good as one of those. But yeah, those apps, there's plenty of them. The funny thing is, you're not, I don't think, allowed to advertise explicitly sexual products through the Apple
So
App
it's a
Store.
disguise it.
So it'll be like a pleasure massager or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of the App Store, I got a press release that says that Sirius XM is going to be on your Apple TV.
This changes everything.
Yeah, the Apple TV 4K and Apple TV 4th generation via the Sirius XM app. You're gonna, well, you said app, so I thought I'd mention that.
So now I can listen to Sirius on my television?
Yeah, if you're not able to listen to Sirius XM now, you soon will be. Many people are evacuating the fires in Southern California. Some have lost their homes, virtually everything they own.
Betsy's
which
trying to
is-
scare me. She thinks that my house is going to catch on
She
fire.
thinks her house is going to catch on fire too, so don't worry about
It's
it.
going to be terrifying.
But the most important thing is what's happening with the celebrities. So
They're on
in
fire?
Today's Celebrity Fire Report.
Who caught on fire?
I don't know, but let's see. Chrissy Teigen,
Who's that?
Jennifer Garner, and Chelsea Handler are among celebrities fleeing their homes.
Look out, Chelsea Handler. What's she doing? She retired from everything, huh? Like, fuck you bitches. No? Yeah, that. That's called fuck you bitches. I don't really care anymore.
And
Good for
she
her.
wants to do a thing, right, about like talking across the aisle to all Americans to figure out why we are so politically divided, which sounds like a great show, except for the fact that Sarah Silverman has that show and it's like currently airing.
And since
Man, those are two shows I cannot wait to never watch.
Right?
also Chelsea Handler, I mean, she's not the most middle of the road person. She's been very vocal about politics and stuff.
Well,
so-
that's why it's the exact same show as Sarah Silverman. Is of course she's identified with one side, but her whole idea is Sarah Silverman's show is called America, I Love You. It's about her going into the belly of the beast and being like, come on, guys, can't we just get along? What, are we really so different?
Right.
I would like to have urine sex with her.
In other news,
She seems like she drinks a lot. If you drink a lot.
Chelsea Handler?
Yeah. I mean, if I was going to drink again, I would be with Chelsea Handler.
Is
And
it,
then we would urinate on each other.
is it too judgmental of me that I don't want to have sex with a woman who just ate McDonald's?
I don't know. I don't. Man,
depends on the woman.
I think it's been at least 30 years since I had sex with a woman that just had McDonald's.
Because I got in.
I don't know if I'm missing out or not, but
Because I got in, I was in 2 Ubers yesterday. I had a little car issue that was getting straightened out, and well, the one of them, the more exciting one, she drove like a crazy person, and she car stunk of weed when I got in, and then towards the end when I got out, she made like a hard right, and I was able to see on the inside of her left arm all of the cutting scars that she had.
Wow.
I
She
think
looked like
I think I know her.
She looked like Amanda Nunez.
That's a keeper.
I do know her.
Oh really?
I think that's Grant's girlfriend.
I dug her because she was like, she didn't drive unsafe, but if it was 50-50, I'd get in the light, we got the light. So she just got me where I was going.
Yeah.
The chick in the morning, like her car reeked of McDonald's, like, and that's cool. Like obviously she's driving around, she went to McDonald's, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
I-
even
am I
if
a
you
cop? 'Cause I'm
even
like,
if you
ugh.
love McDonald's, you don't want that smell.
I
you
think
got
that
McMuffin in you.
Betsy Posties is here. I think that it suits some people.
Okay.
Some people can just live that like that.
While we have these fires,
I'm just picturing the poop you're gonna take.
See, that's
force
ruining
winds.
everything. I feel like if you're a certain age, you can eat McDonald's and you have a normal poopy, but when you get to like 28,
Yeah.
then I don't think a 28-year-old girl that eats McDonald's is doing
Great. Oh,
solid shit.
really, really good point. Because if I'm in high school,
What,
me and
Will?
No, me and my girlfriend go.
I think it's gross.
If me,
Okay, but
is
it happens.
okay? Is this gross?
Okay.
When I was in
I'll
high
tell
school,
you.
my high school girlfriend, we could have gone out, and maybe this did happen. We could have gone out and gotten really, really drunk, and on the way home stopped and stuffed our faces at McDonald's, and then I would have etten her butt.
No, you're fine.
You wouldn't now.
But you're not
I don't
fine
know
like
that anymore.
8 hours later. While we have these fires and hurricane force winds and 90-degree temperatures in Los Angeles, it looks like some places in the deep south are gonna get snow, accumulating snow. You see, Jason, there's a dip in the jet stream, and with that low pressure system over the Gulf, it's going to be bringing in that moisture on the map, and it's just like that movie.
Is that because of the ice caps?
Yes, the ice caps are doing it, and it's a year without Santa Claus.
I don't know what that is.
That's the one where they have I'm Mr. Heat Miser, and it's Southtown, it's snow, they gotta go jingle and jangle, have to go prove that Santa's real or
Is
whatever.
this like a Frosty level stop
It's-
motion thing?
Yes, stop
Okay.
motion, totally. It's what's it? Mickey Rooney's Santa Claus in that.
Is he alive?
No, he died not that long ago.
I met him. He's angry.
Rod Dog's grandma gave him a hand job.
Oh,
That's the only thing I know about him.
I can
I wasn't
see.
even around for that conversation. I just it's
That was big. That was big.
yeah.
So when you drive to, you're driving and you see a red light,
Pin it.
No, it should be step on the brake is what we're going to say here for theoretical purposes. This happens because of a chain of events inside your head. Basically, it goes from your eyes to your visual centers, and that's processed and all that kind of stuff. These guys who are neuroscientists have made a shortcut in the brain. They're able to inject information straight into the premotor cortex.
This is big.
It is because if you have brain damage, what if you were able to bypass the damaged part of the brain?
That'd be good.
Wouldn't it?
I don't know. I missed out on that. Sorry.
Well, you got other important things going on.
I know, I really don't, but it's
Um,
fucking annoying me. But seriously.
Anyway, they've done this. They did it with 2 monkeys. They injected information straight into their brain.
How did they
and-
damage the monkey's brains in the first place?
We don't want to know about
I
that.
do.
That's not the important
I
part.
do.
They hit him with a mallet, okay?
Dr. Shovel comes by?
Yes, Dr. Shovel. But
I could be that doctor.
You could.
but for
I
people,
believe in you.
Thanks, Michael.
I'm Dr. Shovel.
I show up at the
Why did I
animal.
call you out?
Show me to the monkeys. But if you've had a stroke or something like that, that's promising. Promising medical research going on.
I wonder if there's something that money could go towards that would help more people. Because like, how many people actually have brain damage?
Not enough to really worry about.
That's not
Right.
what I said at all. Will.
I
think you
know, but
Michael's got a point, though. I mean, fuck those people.
I
you know?
believe we could walk and chew gum at the same time.
I agree.
Right.
I think we should
And I
get
believe-
watermelon pips and help people with brain damage.
Both.
We can do it.
Those guys are working on something that's going to help people.
Is Betsy down there? Oh, they're down here They're down there harassing me.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't even know if it's public information. But I saw a report that Eminem's got a new album coming out on the 15th,
Yeah.
and it's like all duet type. No, well, a lot.
I thought you were gonna say all politics.
No,
I'm
well,
sure it's a
maybe
lot
it
of it,
is.
too.
But there's a whole bunch of people on there, Pink being one of them.
Yeah.
Um,
They always do a song together.
Right. Is that a duet thing, or is it just like he does all the rapping, but he has different people singing all the hooks? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on.
well, Alicia Keys, Ed Sheeran.
Who's that?
He is the most Spotified man of 2017.
Well, that's why he's there.
That's
He's
the
that hot
hot
dog
dog.
looking
Yeah,
piece
that's what I was
of
gonna
shit.
say. Yeah. Looks a little bit like hot dog. Beyonce. I don't know who the rest of these people are, so they don't matter.
So he just doesn't do his own hooks anymore. Is what it comes down to.
Also,
He's not gonna do a lose yourself in the mood at the moment you want.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Wait, Eminem did a song with him?
Isn't it weird?
It's over.
It's not.
I think it's been
Wait
over.
till
For
you-
Yeah,
some-
obviously it's been over for a long time.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you.
You're wrong.
I am not wrong.
Well, you're
I'm right.
You're talking about two different things.
I'm talking about keeping it real,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about what you're doing to the people that follow you. You got to keep
I
a certain
disagree.
respect for yourself. Secretly, you know this dude's a douche, and you did a song with him.
Maybe he's not.
Dude, M says he's a douche.
Have you,
M
have
says
you,
he's a...
have you met him? Have you talked to him?
His music's a douche.
He's a fucking douche, dude.
His music
Come on.
is a douche. He might be a very nice guy. I'm a very
didn't
nice
say-
guy.
okay,
I'm
you-
a very nice guy.
you
I
can be-
don't belong in Eminem's album.
How much
you
music
can-
have you heard from
You
him?
can be a nice guy and a douche. I didn't say he was a prick. I said he's a fucking douche. His shit is embarrassing. You doing shit with him means you're a fucking sellout.
Can we hear the most
Yeah,
strange
when
song
I was-
of 2017
When I
to
was
judge
at
him?
the Hard Rock Cafe for Ellis Mania,
Kyle.
I woke up and he was on the TV singing a song, and I thought, oh, this song's not bad. That's all I know.
I don't have to.
Here we go.
Opinions.
I'm sure this is not your style
Just
of
have to say
music.
it's not even.
Jason.
It's just a sellout. It's just a fucking shampoo commercial.
Oh, don't tussle his hair too aggressively. He's got that comb over going. You don't want to mess that up for him. You'll piss that off.
Wait, is Eminem gonna come into this restaurant
No,
and rap?
this is just...
Oh well, then I don't want to hear this. What the fuck?
That's not good, Will.
He's the worst, man. Gimmick
I
shit.
think there are worse.
Yeah, okay, but that's not the argument. He's he's a
heard
fucking
that.
disgrace to being a man, and if you're Eminem anyway, and that's some bullshit. He's gimmick fucking. I love your shoes guy. Eminem's a bitter guy that came from nowhere.
Okay, I will reserve judgment, and I know it's not gonna be good, and I agree with Jason, but I will reserve judgment because I personally did not hate Dido. I worked in a restaurant where they played that one big album of hers all the time, and I grew to be okay with it. But when if it had been announced, yeah, Eminem's doing a song with Dido at that point, you would have thought, wow, this is the worst of the worst, but that song is Stan. So,
Yeah.
is it possible
Yeah, but she's cool.
Is it possible he has
She's
hurt...
cool, but did you know her before that?
No, but it's got nothing to do with whether you know her. It's the style of who you are, what you represent. You put like you know the weird one he did one with Elton John. I was like, that's fucking weird. But there's an angle there. You're trying to like tell somebody something about yourself, and you're doing it with Elton. It didn't fit, but it worked because it was like a big announcement of stuff.
Well, and also
This
wasn't
guy-
it, he was like perceived as being homophobic.
Yeah, that's why he
and
was.
so
That's what he was
yeah,
trying to say,
right.
that he's not a homophobe. This guy's the #1 downloaded gimmick. It's a manager, like the manager's telling him he should do it because it's gonna make more money. It's
I think
it's an
rappers
orchestrated.
have been using music of all types.
It's just weird to have that much
forever.
money. Like, why do you need to just, you know what I mean? Why don't you do one with U2 as
That's
well,
what-
you
okay,
fucking sellout?
I agree. I agree that he doesn't have to do anything that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
So he's doing something he wants to do.
Well,
See, I don't
no,
think so. I think
see,
it's a manager's deal. Like like if you do a collabo with this douche, then maybe you get Alicia Keys. Like it's a weird. This is a deal that he like had to suck up and this is what happens when you're in the big leagues. You have to fucking suck it up and have people associated with you that fucking suck and you
I
want
think
nothing
he
to
can-
do with.
I think he can
But
work
you
with
have to
anybody
do
he
it
wants
because
to.
corporate owns you.
Who wouldn't work with him?
Well, of course Ed Sherman would fucking work with him. Get some fucking credibility.
No, but who would not work with him?
Well, but I don't assume that it's a tit for tat thing because Ed Sheeran's bigger than Alicia Keys, so it would be more like if you take Alicia, we'll give you Ed, not the other way around. I don't think it's about money. I doubt it's about money. I don't know Eminem. I think it's about relevance. I think he's desperate to remain relevant at all costs.
Right, which is, but
I
to me,
think
to personally, once again, just personal, you're gone. That was a move where, I mean, I don't pay attention that much to him anymore, but that little, hey, did you know? Well, oh my god, dude, I cannot take you serious. Have some fucking respect for yourself. And I know that Ed Sherman fans can get all bummed out at me, and that's cool, man. He's your guy. I'm sure he sounds like a musician. That's great. You like his music. I'm the opposite. I don't stand. I'm into music that, I mean, it tells another story. I understand that everybody's allowed to exist. It's just as a guy that stands for one thing, I felt like there was a similar connection there. You stand for one thing, and now you're letting them in. I'm happy either way. If he's happy about it, great. But to me, I don't like it when and this is just my opinion, the bullshit gets into the real. It bums me out that you got the pussy. I don't know, dude. It's like happy shampoo mainstream, and you're cutting into the dude because he got so mainstream. Just
Look, I think that you don't know
Just a
any
big
more
gimmick.
about this than I do,
Yeah.
and I believe that just like Dido, he heard something and thought, I can do something with this that's cool.
yeah, okay. Maybe he thinks that too.
We'll find
but
out.
It's just seems like a forced mistake.
Look, in my opinion, you would have said the same thing about Dido if you knew
No, I
who
wouldn't
Dido
have.
was before.
No, I wouldn't have, because I did know. I've listened to other stuff that she does besides that song, and she's cool. She's got a cool thing that works. Those two walking down the street work with each other. They don't look like it would be impossible. This one looks like somebody else said it was a good idea, and you went for it because of the money. You want to keep a bunch of money coming in. You want to do, I don't know what it is, the life that you live, there's more success or teaming up. This is what they do. As soon as you get successful, some big manager guy says that it's a good idea that you do collaborations with everybody and saturate your own material with other douches so that you can all be this big...
Like Pink?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fucking stupid too. Look, she's a corky... I don't like any of the shit she does anymore. It's this weird corky theater shit. Great, everybody loves it. I'm happy for you. I don't hate Ed Sherman. I don't hate any of them. I just don't... I think it's... What you're doing is a stupid matchup with him. But then again, I don't follow what he does. Maybe everything he does lately... The only thing I saw him do lately is that Trump thing. And that's fucking stupid. I'm not that impressed by anything he does anymore. So maybe that's why he'll team up with Ed Sherman. But I just, as a guy that listened to him back in the day, well, you came from nothing, man. You had no fucking chance. Everybody shit on you. So you know what they love you now because you got a gift. But you know they don't fucking care about you. And you're gonna do this shit with the Captain Douche, the one that's like, man, I love everybody. You don't fucking love anybody, dude. Crooked-eyed asshole.
So what in your last question, what in your mind would be like, oh, that's awesome that he would work with that person?
A rapper? A hip-hop artist?
Yeah, you don't think there's any hip hop
Why?
people
Why do you need?
involved?
Why do you need
I've
to?
always thought he could do good stuff with Dr. Dre.
Why do you need to do Why do you need to redo the fucking Run DMC Aerosmith thing? Or like, why do we need? Why does Alicia Keys need to be on my fucking song?
Because he has a lot of hooks
No,
in
because
his
it
song.
sells, dude. That's why everybody does it. You have an album and then you have all this bullshit how you brought all these people to your album. Whatever happened to you made an album with your music by yourself? This is the artist. Here's my album. It's all made up shit now. It's a corporate guy is now involved in setting you up with. Listen to fucking dingbat Chanel West Coast reels off all these other people on her album because that's like because otherwise she just spits bars of bullshit. Eminem's like, I have a new album of my new rap style. Nobody would fucking care anymore. Well, what about if I tell you that I got Ed Sheeran and Alicia Keys? Because you have to. Every song has to have a gimmick now, and that's not. You didn't make the song that way. Somebody wrote a piece, somebody had a hook. It's a bunch of shit that isn't you. I'm not buying the Eminem album. I'm buying the corporate Eminem album that your manager suggested you did a song with Ed Sheeran. You fucking suck. Corporate sucks. Let me hear your shit by yourself. Janis Joplin ever do a fucking, you know what I mean? Did she have like a famous guy on every song she ever did? No. Do it yourself. Sorry.
Well, we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, I totally. I
You
don't.
seem kind of angry.
I'm not. I'm just passionate. People get that mixed up. I think everybody. I feel like I don't. I agree with you. I don't think I'm right. I'm just telling you my opinion of it.
That's a weird thing to say.
I know, because I know I'm negative. I know. The vote is I'm out. You know what I mean? Like I know that most people are like, oh come on, man, he's a nice guy. I get it.
I think he's talented.
I think it's fucking ridiculous.
And I haven't heard any of this, so I'm not gonna say, oh, this sucks without hearing an album. That's just me. I don't see anything wrong with Pierce because he's done it before.
I didn't say the song sucked. I said I haven't heard it. I just think the whole idea is terrible.
And my final piece of news here. It seems like we've read a lot about mayors doing bad things lately.
John Mayer's doing bad things?
No, not
bad
John
time.
Mayer, the mayor. Yeah, a mayor of a city.
Wait, all mayors are?
So you're talking about like a female horse?
The mayor of L.A.?
No,
mayor.
It's a mayor in Florida.
Okay, now we're narrowing it down.
Mayor Darlene Bradley.
Yeah, what'd she
I
do?
thought it was going to be Mayor Winningham.
She was arrested.
Uh-oh.
On allegations.
Mm.
She used handicap placards to park in handicap spots, and she got those from dead people.
Man, just walk. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I saw a kid park downstairs the other day and just walk out and run up the stairs in the what do you call it, parking spot.
Did he have the placard?
I didn't look. I was just like, man, you're super mobile. You know, like you ran up the stairs. I'm like, what is your disability?
I always wonder
don't
what
care.
percentage of people who have those, like, need those, and how many people just trumped up a thing to get them, and how many people just flat out know a guy who knows a guy kind of thing. I saw this headline, and to me, it's great that we're all outraged at everybody nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, is the kind of abuse of power that I'm willing to tolerate.
Yeah, I'm not that
I'm
outraged.
not.
Yeah.
No, look, you're right. Usually, there's way too many handicap spots, but that's just a straight up asshole dick move.
Yeah, I
To
never even
park-
thought of that
I
angle.
didn't say it was cool.
I'm just saying but to me it represents a different kind of person that's willing to be like, oh fuck that, I'm
Man.
gonna park wherever I fucking want to. Too bad, handicapped people. That's just like,
I can't do it, Will. I feel like if I got out of the car and the ladies saw me, they'd be like, he's handicapped. Sorry, handicapped people. I just realized, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like if I'm getting out of the car, I don't want that thing on my mirror. Like, what's that mean?
look,
If I'm walking
do you see the
into
photograph
7-Eleven,
of her?
she
You
looks
think
like.
she's worried about what anybody thinks about what she.
Wait, she could get laid. I mean, sure, she's past her prime, but
What sort of judgment are you passing on her, Will, based on her appearance?
I'm saying she's ugly, in my opinion.
wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think she's like totally like medium.
Yeah, I agree. For her age, I mean, how old is she?
She's 26. No, I have no idea. No idea.
I think that's a stone cold 5, man.
For her age.
Yeah.
That's right.
A stone cold 5 for her age. That's a
But that's-
compliment.
But there's nothing. But it's not a compliment. But it's also not an insult. It's saying you are perfectly middle of the road.
Yeah, just at your age, you can't say, "Hey, lady, you're the ugliest lady I've ever seen." Like, this is not true at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a normal old lady.
Okay.
Fucking gravity, man.
I'm not gonna kick her out of bed.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, if I'm super drunk and I'm 60, she's my beautiful wife. How dare you, Will? You know?
All right.
She looks like she was pretty cute when she was 22, Michael.
And now. Look, one
Wait.
last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Salvation Army, they're ringing the bell. They got the bucket. They opened up the kettle in Portland, and somebody had stuck $10,000 in there.
Whoa! What's the kettle?
The little bucket that they have where they're
Oh.
ringing the bell, like, hey, put money in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were worried about people. I forgot what they called it, but I've given to the hurricane thing, now this and the other hurricane and all that, and people being fatigued from giving to charity. But that was really nice of whoever did that. Stuck $10,000 in the old kettle.
I feel like that person did something bad.
I do too.
Man, come on.
I think they probably consider themselves to be a Robin Hood of sorts.
You're saying it's stolen money.
Yeah. I think they robbed a bank and put it in there, and they did that.
I disagree.
They robbed the bank specifically with the purpose to give it
Nobody
to...
robs banks and gives it to other people. If you're really willing to rob a bank, you're keeping it.
We have a modern-day Robin Hood on our hands, Jason.
You got to be so greedy to want to rob a bank.
Hey Betsy, if you were gonna give $10,000 to a charity, would you prefer to write a check and mail it to them, or wire them the money, or drop it in cash on a street corner inside a bucket?
To random Santa.
Good point.
The bucket makes all the difference.
Yeah, it makes a shit ton of sense.
So go ahead.
$100
Yes.
bills. Fake news, Betsy's saying.
Right, so it's a lie. It didn't happen.
It's a lie. Did not
Salvation
happen.
Army just made that up to get a shout out.
I made that up.
Didn't Tony Hawk do something with Salvation Army the other day? I saw that.
Fake news again.
Okay.
So you were talking about an outrageous thing done by a mayor of Florida. I am outraged by the actions of the ex-mayor of San Diego's wife.
I already don't like her. What did she do?
She successfully sued the city after she tripped on a sidewalk and in the ensuing spill ruptured her breast implant.
Pop the titty, son.
Same exact thing happened to me. Except for the breast implant part.
I would have to see the sidewalk.
I want to see the titty.
I would like to see the titty.
Between the two of you, you can come to a conclusion.
Right?
This better be one jacked up fucking sidewalk that's just around a blind corner and there's no fucking way a human being could avoid it, and it was just a death trap ignored for months and months by the city of San Diego. Because if she just fucking tripped because there was a tree next to it and the one slab was like 3 inches higher than the other one, you don't get $70,000 of taxpayer money because your boob exploded.
Did it get cold in here?
There's a spirit present, Jason.
Probably. We've stirred up the dead by talking about their
Placards.
presence in the floorboards. Oh, that's
Every-
her?
Every time we talk about the body and the floorboard, it does get cold in here. You have to admit that.
That's a...
What's that?
It's a strong 6.5.
For her age, right?
Right, absolutely.
I
I'll
know.
go 7. I'll go 7. I like an old lady.
I agree.
I like an old lady with long hair. The society kind of encourages women to make their hair short when they get past a certain age,
Fuck society.
to kind of signal that
She
you're no
she
longer
had really
fertile.
good hair. Old ladies that have long hair had really good hair when they weren't old.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, I like her, and obviously, now she's gonna have new tits,
She's
so
probably due for an upgrade.
that's even more confusing. I've never slept with an old lady that has new tits. She's pretty fit, man. Is that her husband?
Yeah, she looks like
She needs to sleep with me. Just one time.
pass that along.
God damn, can you turn the change? Fuck.
I'll grab that on my way out the door.
Don't go anywhere. Why do you always want to run away from us? I don't understand.
It's a thing that he says to make him. He does. He loves hanging out here. He just has to say that.
Reverse psychology.
It's like Mark McGrath saying, you know, what I mean, that he sucks all the time or whatever. It's the same shit.
So allegations against Kevin Spacey are nothing new. This one caught my attention, though. The claim that the disgraced actor groped the ex-husband of the Princess of Norway at the party where they were awarding the Nobel Peace Prize.
It's pretty gangster. I mean, it's pretty gangster.
Said it happened.
Did he go for it?
I don't think so. Said it happened in 2007. They were all sitting there. Kevin Spacey had been hosting a concert for the Nobel Peace Prize festivities alongside Uma Thurman. Sat down for a chat. Somebody asked somebody for a cigarette in this conversation, and Spacey just, according to the ex-husband of the Princess of Norway, just put his hand under the table and groped the guy's balls.
I mean, this... to know that this man has existed all this time.
Here's the owner of the testicles.
And that he's doing that.
I mean, if I'm going to grab a pair, not a bad place to start, but it doesn't make it right.
I mean, he
looks like the sixth most interesting man in the world.
He does. He kind of does, yeah.
Can you imagine just grabbing people's... Didn't matter who it was, when it was, ever. You just grab dicks.
No indication that anybody is into it whatsoever.
It just blows my mind that it's now, that we found out now. I mean, he's very old. Right? Is he 60-something? He's got to be. And all these things, all this time.
So they had a nice conversation for a couple of minutes, says the now 46-year-old man. And after 5 minutes, Kevin Spacey said, "Hey, let's go out and have a cigarette." And then he touched me right on the balls under the table.
Wow.
Did that mean...
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It has to.
I want to smoke something.
Wow. Hey, King, let me suck you off. Wow.
I mean, how cock-hungry can one man be?
He wanted the story.
No.
I blew the king.
No, Tully's right. It's cock-hungry. He is a cock-hungry whore. And he has diplomatic immunity.
And it's funny because...
Until today.
There's a lot of guys in entertainment where so much of their, like, charisma is, like, a sexual thing. And that's not Kevin Spacey at all. So, like, what the fuck was Burt Reynolds doing?
Jeez.
I mean, obviously it was fake.
I guess. I think it's also different because he was, closeted, and so there was a whole other... Like, Burt Reynolds may have had sex with 20,000 women and may have never done a gross thing once in his entire life, because Burt Reynolds from, like, 76 to 83 might have just walked in the room and been like, "Hey!" And ladies were like, "Yep, I'm in."
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's what I see happening.
That's why I don't think that there have been allegations. I think we touched on this with Gene Simmons about rock stars, is because it wasn't... When they encounter attractive women, the only time they really encounter attractive women is when the women are pretty much already there to sleep with them. Now, I'm sure an attractive lady who's ever worked at a talent management company that represents rock bands or in a record label could tell you stories for fucking days. But if you're backstage at Led Zeppelin, you're not trying to pitch yourself to, work on the lighting crew.
I can't talk about it legally.
Fight Club.
But I know of a situation where a powerful person in music, allegedly, there was something going on with a musician, and it turned ugly.
He killed her.
Maybe.
Right.
Can't say.
Wait, and as long as I'm on the subject, Russell Crowe was speaking to a group of people down in Australia.
Man, I thought I got fat. He doesn't care. He has to not care.
And this was at the Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts Awards.
Yeah, he got an award.
In Sydney. I don't know if he was receiving or if he was presenting or what he was doing on stage. And he starts... and so they edited the audio that we're about to hear out of the television broadcast because he began talking about how times have changed and we need to be more sensitive to women on the set.
Yeah.
And then kind of sidetracked himself into an anecdote from the filming of Romper Stomper.
Uh-oh.
Wow. He
Wait.
said he sodomized her.
Yeah.
Did it went in her butt?
He
But-
said, so I was sodomizing Jackie McKenzie on the set of Romper Stomper.
Right.
But anyway, we were talking about
Yeah.
sensitivity.
But he doesn't. But he didn't mean he actually.
Wait, he's not in trouble for that, is he?
No, I'm just saying they cut it from the broadcast because it was we're talking about sodomizing.
Oh,
actresses
okay,
at
okay.
the Oscars.
I
Okay.
think there are some pitchfork people for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh hell no.
Even though there absolutely shouldn't be. But
I love that movie.
people get angry at everything. And the way the headlines are titled, it would lead you to believe that he did something terrible.
Nah.
She responded to it on Facebook and was saying that the real takeaway from that is that on the set they were also nervous about having to film something brutally violent and sexual, and the story, that the way everybody who was on the set remembers it is 90% of the time we were being so shy and so sensitive to one another's needs because of the uncomfortable thing that we were filming, and then the other 10% was being brutal and disgusting, and then you'd say cut and it would go back to everyone being like, are you okay, are you okay?
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
it's the movie.
Right.
How can you, it's sort of like, I'm not in movies, but all bets are off. Action, and the scene is like, hey, here's the scenario. Well, then you've got to try and do it as real as you can.
Right.
Yeah,
Of course.
no doubt. Yeah, no, he's. I thought that was very funny.
He
what
seems
he
like a
said,
funny.
and-
He seems like a cool. He seems like a pretty reality-based dude for being so gigantic at one point.
He's gigantic.
Still.
Sometimes bigger than others.
At some point, I just want to point out to you, I don't know if there's time, but we do have Wolf Knife names to do. So,
Oh, there's time.
Is there?
No.
Okay.
We'll be back. I gotta. Not that exciting.
They did deliver spring water too, but it wasn't cold, so I just put it in the fridge.
Burrito. Damn it. Damn it.
So you can be doing that in the background while I'm doing other stuff, right?
Yeah. Not anymore. Get to other stuff. We'll be caught up short.
Andrew, am I cleared for the day then?
Yep.
Yeah, it's on this page.
It's gold, I prefer it.
Oh, that smoke smell.
Cashews super early if you want to take them early.
Would we have to then let
No, you
these
can
go?
take them up until 2:30
Okay.
or whenever the next one was. I forget, 3.
I think we're at 2:30.
Then you can take them till 3.
So we could take them now?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be
Let me
ready.
check real
Okay.
quick and then I'll get back to you.
Cool.
How much time I got?
4.5. Do you want to take Paul early for like a full 45?
Sure.
So Paul's here. I'm assuming we have him first. Is that
So
correct?
yeah, so I just asked Jason who's walking out, so we can take him, knock out that first live read, hit the rejoin, do the WWE read, and then I can walk him in.
Yeah. So we got Okafor. Is he worth anything?
Like 20 and 10 and no defense and can't exactly run very quickly, but
Gotcha. But we didn't give up anything for him.
no, I mean Booker's not. I mean he's good, but so coming back, we've got a regular live read, then WWE ticket giveaway, and after that I can walk Paul in.
Okay.
You want to do the wrestling ticket thing?
Yeah, sure.
Just get it out of the way.
Uh-huh. Do you have a copy? Do you have a crowd noise?
I have a what?
Do you have a crowd noise?
Yeah.
Give me a crowd noise.
It's fucking freezing.
I'm comfortable.
Really?
Yeah. I'm actually bordering on warm.
Maybe it's just cold out there.
It is cold out there. That I would not debate.
Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. Today, over 1 million people use the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. Okay, Ring's knows home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there. So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with Ring's floodlight cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, floodlight cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video and two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone sets your door on your property. See and speak to visitors. Even set off an alarm right from your phone. With Ring's floodlight cam, when things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is. Wherever you're home or away, the Ring floodlight cam lets you keep an eye on your home from anywhere. Ring floodlight offers the ultimate in home security with high visibility floodlights and a powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Rings, you're always home. Save up to $150 with Ring Security Kit when you go to ring.com/talk. That's ring.com/talk. That's ring.com/talk.
Now it's time for your chance to score a pair of tickets to the WWE Holiday Tour. Woo! If you can be in New York on December 26th, then you can have a chance to experience the WWE Holiday Tour at Madison Square Garden. Woo! Be the ninth caller right now to 855-355-4741. That's 855.
No, that's not. No, it's not. No, they put the wrong number on there. It's our number. It's our number.
To 855-ELLIS-41. That's 855-ELLIS-41. No purchase necessary to win. No transportation provided in connection with this prize. The WWE Holiday Tour will be coming to your city. For more information, visit wwe.com/events!
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you? Over here? Great, perfect. How you doing, man?
What's up, Paul?
Good to see you.
Hello, Paul Scheer.
How are you guys?
We're casual.
Thanks for visiting.
I love it.
How you doing?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm always ready for you.
I mean, you should be as in,
Be excited,
you
or
should just be excited about you being in such an awesome movie and you get to, like, go around bragging about it because it's quite a brag.
yeah, well, because you normally can go around and you have to like promote shitty stuff, and you gotta be like, it's great.
You?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, no. Look, I only give you high quality stuff.
Right,
when
that's
come in
all I've ever seen from you, so.
No, but like this movie is something special because people are committed to The Room, which if you don't know, The Room is like Tennessee Williams put through Google Translate. It doesn't make sense. Every choice is oddly wrong. Like the characters drink scotchkas, which are scotch and vodka. I do a lot of drinking.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like, what the hell is that drink? No ice?
No ice. But like to think of it like this. You're writing a script, you're like, oh yeah, I'll get your scotchka. And they pour the vodka in the kitchen, and then they pour the scotch in the living room.
Yeah.
So you have to have it separate. Like, but no one said like that's not a drink. We shouldn't do that. Like, and that's why this movie is great, The Room. And then we just get to go behind the scenes and show you why it was so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know anything about any of it. Never even heard of The Room. And then I watched it last night, and then I watched the movie after it. I did them both back to back. And I was kind of a little bit bummed out that I'm like, wow, obviously my friends think I'm too dumb to appreciate The Room. Because nobody ever brought up that I should watch The Room and get pumped on it.
Well, to me, The Room is like an ayahuasca experience. Like, you hear about The Room, and you're like, maybe I should try The Room. Maybe go do The Room. I gotta find the right people to watch it with
I
and
think
get
it,
it.
Yeah,
it
wow.
would be good for me. I think
Yeah,
that's what I
wow,
need right
I'm gonna
now.
learn.
And you need to be in the right mindset to enjoy that movie.
100%. I call these movies, like, I know people go, oh, they're so bad, they're good. I think they're party movies. Movies that you have to watch with friends, so you can stop, you rewind, but what the fuck is that? Like, you need to exclaim to someone when
It's
you're
funny
watching.
you say the stop and rewind, because I told Tally after I watched it, I felt like I want to rewatch it now, knowing the scenes that are about to come up,
Right.
and be like, okay, pause,
Yeah.
okay, check, get ready for this point, and that point, and when he says this, and then it makes it way more fun.
It's amazing, and the movie does pay off on rewatchability. Every time you see it,
Yeah.
it just gets better and
I
better.
would believe that.
And you have to go see it at a midnight screening where the crowd's going.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that. See, I saw somebody recommend, somebody that actually did a bunch of research on
Yeah.
the movie, had watched it like hundreds of times,
Yeah.
said that he recommended if you were going to watch it for the first time, don't go to the theater.
I agree.
Because it's a bunch of people that are yelling the quotes back at the movie screen.
Yeah, you have to, like, then the first time you should see it in a small group,
Yeah.
and then you kind of elevate.
My
to
wife
the
left.
Yeah,
She left. She's like, this is fucking stupid. And I was like, yeah.
It's like this movie, like, and that's why you need
The second
that
sex
Sherpa.
scene made her leave.
Well, that is the moment. So
That's the second time I masturbated.
well, the movie starts it's like it looks like a softcore porn, right?
Right.
It looks like something you would watch on Cinemax at 2 a.m, and they have a sex scene which is pretty like, oh, it's not even graphic. It's just too
Wrong.
much. You're
It's long.
seeing too many things,
Yeah.
and then a couple minutes pass, and then they go back to the same sex scene. They just re-edit the footage again.
Yeah, that's what made my wife leave.
And that's when people leave. You have to have someone hold your hand and be like, you gotta stay. You gotta stay. It gets better.
It
That's when I
really
realized I've been
does.
making love all wrong.
You literally see inside a man's asshole. I mean, or you're getting a close-up look of. I always thought that Tommy in that scene looks like the way you would case a sausage. It's like sausage in a skin. It's like it's bulging in weird spots.
Right, his body is so fucking weird. It's so shredded, but it's missing things.
It's like the way that like Stallone looks every now and then.
Yeah.
Older Stallone.
Yeah, but it's
like,
he's well.
I mean, yeah.
So that means you saw James Franco's asshole.
I did. As a matter of fact, one of my big scenes in the movie is arguing with James Franco completely naked after that sex scene. He's just wearing a little like thing on his junk.
And he stays in character no matter what, right?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So James is like, I think, the first director to ever direct in character, right? Because he is James. Like, he's not like, and there's a documentary that came out about Jim Carrey being Andy Kaufman.
I was going to say, yeah, because he did Andy Kaufman while he was pretending to be on Taxi with the people that used to be on Taxi with the real guy.
Who seemed so pissed off at him. Like,
Right.
What
Yeah, they
going
go,
on?
yeah, you better be paying me a shit ton of money because I can't believe I'm redoing this with that guy.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt everybody.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Jim Carrey Netflix special. So he like hung out with Judd Hirsch and Danny DeVito
Yeah,
and forced them to pretend that they were in Taxi.
No. They filmed like episodes of Taxi, like
For the movie.
reincarnated, and he is Andy Kaufman and
so he
doesn't
forced-
lose Andy Kaufman.
Right.
When they say
did he force the Judd Hirsch guy in the
Judd Hirsch
movie?
is Judd Hirsch.
Oh,
It's weird.
Yeah.
That's movie.
No, everybody else.
Is he, like older?
Yes.
Yeah, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
it's an interesting.
All the
thing.
original people are there.
Yeah.
DeVito and they're all fucking pissed because Jim Carrey is being Andy Kaufman to them on and off the set
Right.
the whole time.
Yeah, that's
There's
offensive.
never a break in it, and so this is different. James James was acting like Tommy, the voice, the mannerisms, but he was James. I could talk to.
He was making rational decisions
Yes.
instead of the ridiculous decisions that.
It was just like as if James talked and acted like Tommy, but not had the mind of Tommy.
Do you think when he talks right now, because I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
talking to Tommy, that he still kind of sounds like him a little bit?
He can drop into it quicker than
Okay.
anyone else. Like he lived. I believe that James Franco is the biggest embodiment of Tommy. Like you could talk to James as Tommy, and the answers would be exactly the same.
Do you think he fucked his Tommy?
On the movie, he definitely did. I mean, I think like
Wait,
that's
he fucked that girl in the remake?
No, not like he had a sex.
I'm like, whoa, new shit.
If I was going around, if I had made that method commitment, I would want to fuck as the person I had method committed to.
Well, again, I bet you Jim Carrey fucked people as Tony Clifton and Andy Kaufman
Oh,
because
yeah.
he was living it nonstop. James Franco was like, once the makeup goes on, I am Tommy Wiseau. And once the makeup's off, I'm James Franco. But
Okay.
he was still James, but he would just, like we'd be shooting a scene, and he'd go, cut, and we'd be like, was that James or Tommy? He's like, no, it's James. Like, so we just never knew, because he's directing as Tommy, directing himself, being Tommy, directing a movie of The Room. A lot of meta layers going on there, but yeah, it was easy. It was just
Right, because he's still James and he's making a movie.
right.
So if
he
you
was
just
always
discard
James.
all the
Right.
layers of what you just said, and it's just like cut and action, then
right. He
we're
just
running.
sounded different. So
Right.
but he was also in the movie, so it was hard. That's it. It wasn't as complex as I'm describing it, but it. Yeah.
Tommy wasn't there, right? Because I would assume that he would be an absolute nightmare
Of
if he was
course.
around, right?
Well, Tommy is unlike anyone you'd ever meet, and one of the things he wanted in this movie was to be in the movie. In his contract, which he negotiated himself, he's like, I need to be in the movie, and I need to do a scene with James Franco. But they're like, well, dude, he's playing you.
Yeah, how would that work?
And you're not versatile. Like, no offense, you're just Tommy. It's going to be weird. You can't just have the same people meet. And he goes, I wear a mustache. And I'm like, well, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you still sound. So they go, we're going to cut it out of the movie. He's like, I don't care. They shot the scene with him and James, and then they
It's in there.
and they cut it out of the movie. But
Does
then
he get it?
he gets a joke, but it's not the joke that we
No,
all
I'm saying,
get.
does
Oh.
he get the cut of him and
Well,
James?
What we did was we put it at the very end of the movie. So if
Okay.
you stay past the credit sequence,
I fucked up.
you will see. Oh, it's fine. No, you say, and you will see Tommy and Tommy doing like a 3-minute scene together, totally improvised. It's amazing, and he wants people to. He wants to be nominated for a SAG award, which is like a Screen Actors Guild award. So he wants the company that's releasing the film to like do an ad, like a campaign for him. Like,
Right.
You're only in 90 seconds of the movie, and you're not even in the movie. You're at past the credits.
Yeah.
He's like, I want it. I want it. Make me get an award.
See, they should do that because we have those billboards. We have them. It's primarily an LA thing for obvious reasons. Of consider blah blah blah
Yeah.
this for a Grammy. Consider this
Yeah.
for an Oscar. It would be such perfect in-town promotion if they said consider
100%.
Tommy Wiseau
Well,
for a SAG award
have
for
you-
the disaster artist.
Have you seen what they've done? So when I first moved to LA, there's this giant billboard right on Highland, which is like the main thoroughfare of Los Angeles, and it was this picture of Tommy, just
Yeah,
his
we
face.
talked about it today.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like-
So he and that was the thing, but they've duplicated that now with James Franco's face, and you could call it, and James picks up as Tommy at given points and have full conversations with people.
People need to go on vacation.
Yeah, if it was at all annoying for him to do the whole thing in character, would you admit that to us?
Oh yeah, but he loves it. Like,
Obviously,
well,
if
he
he's picking up the
loves it.
phone.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
nobody's questioning whether or not he loved it. Did everybody
Oh.
else love it on the set?
yeah, because it's like hanging out with Mickey Mouse. Because you know what? Again, if you were with Jim Carrey, I like that documentary with Jim Carrey,
No.
but I wouldn't want to hang around that version of Jim Carrey. Like, this is fucking
Right.
nuts. But James is still James. You can have a conversation
Yeah.
about what American Idol, whatever you want. You can talk about anything. He's still gonna talk to you normal, but it never wears thin. The Tommy, it's hilarious. The voice and the mannerisms, but you forget what he looks like. When I look at him, he has fake nose, fake face. I just thought, I was like, oh yeah, Franco's like a normal looking guy. And then I see him now, I'm like, oh right, no, he's super attractive dude. Like,
What about did you hung out with Tommy, right? A little bit.
a little bit with Tommy, a lot on the press now. I've been hanging out with Tommy a lot. He's fueled by Red Bull. Like, he drinks Red Bull nonstop.
Yeah.
He's got the 2 belts, which he has,
Yeah.
he pretty much designs all of his own clothes.
Yeah.
He has dog tags, Tommy Wiseau dog tags, and he's an odd.
We looked at his website today. He sells watches.
Oh, he sells everything. This
Yeah.
guy he may not be the best filmmaker, but he is the best marketer, because you can only buy The Room via his website for like $21. And how much does it cost to make a DVD? Like 30 cents?
Yeah.
So
he's got it all figured out.
he's got all figured out. And yeah,
Is
he's
he gay?
Look, I'm not outing anybody. I would say
If you had to guess.
if I had to make a guess, I would say that he definitely was. I would say this: he might have been a male gigolo for gay men. That's what I think he was. I think he may have been a prostitute for gay men.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a bold statement that I have.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, because I was talking to him, and he was telling about this movie that he wants to make about a guy from New Orleans who is a gigolo for gay men, and I'm like, and Tommy is not like the
He's not that
most
mysterious, right?
He's not. Yeah, he's not like writing a bunch of stuff. So I feel like something has to be pulled from his life there.
Right.
So something about that is true to him.
Yeah, because I thought he's hiding something, and I'm like, he's either hiding that he murders people, or that there's something where like he made money by selling Nazi memorabilia. Like,
Well, look, he just
I try to think of like what can it be that he's so desperately will not give you the answer to.
I don't know, and I don't even know. I think he's lied to himself so much that he doesn't even know the
I
answer
know
anymore.
people like that.
He told Stern the other day. He was on Howard Stern. He told him that he had a three-way with an Academy Award-winning actress.
That's right.
And I was like, what? And that was something that was brand new. I'm like, all right, like, but I would believe it. Like, there's something about this guy, and what I like
She
about
might have paid for him to come over.
what I like about Tommy is, and this movie, Disaster Artist, is it doesn't try to be the Rosetta Stone. It's not going to explain Tommy. They're going to leave the mysteries. I think it's more interesting that you don't know, because when you find out, it'll either be sad or kind of uneventful. It'll be like, oh, he made his money in leather goods.
I know, but boy, would I really enjoy the journey of finding it out. Because after after your movie and his movie, I was just like, why isn't somebody following him? Like, I need to know what he's doing. Where does he live? What car does he drive? Because it could all be bullshit.
You need to get him on the show. He lives in L.A.
We ain't getting him on this. Can we get him on the show?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, because here's the thing. He's always around. He'll get on the show.
But he'll be free soon when this whole thing, like...
Oh, he'll be free right now. Like, he just... Like, I think the idea is, like, will you get anything productive out of him? And I think... I asked him one time, he goes, people just need to ask me the questions you want to ask. And I said, all right, how old are you? He goes, I once built a house and out of steel. And he tells me this whole thing about the windows and the steel beams. And it was like a 5-minute long story. I was like, so how old are you? And he's like, no windows if you don't have a foundation. I'm like, and that's every interaction with Tommy. These weird asides, like he knows his stuff that he wants to talk about with the room. He can tell you all the stories, but he'll whip out something crazy every now and then. You're like, oh, and that's why, like the
script.
Yeah, the script.
Like the conversations people have with each other
are all out of
sense.
his but I think they're all based in his mind. I think Tommy is a guy who is like, I am the best guy in the world. No one recognizes that. Yeah. And what if and this is the plot of The Room, what if I killed myself? Then they'd really miss me. It's really like the most emo thing you could possibly do. It's like, once I'm dead, then they'll know how good they had it.
Do you think if the movie wasn't so funny when it was released, maybe he would have killed himself?
You know
what I mean? Like, it shows in the...
This movie, people said to me, like, what do you think is the better movie, The Room or Disaster Artist? And I'm saying The Room, because that movie was released in 2003. We're still talking about it. It's still making money. I think The Disaster Artist is great, but where will it be in 13 years, and will it still be profitable? I think The Room, made this guy a multi-millionaire.
Wait, I thought he was already a multi-millionaire.
He is, but I think he made more money on the fact that he created the worst movie of all time than having a moderately successful movie.
But isn't it sort of... I mean, to me, if I had to guess, and once again, I'm guessing, but he's a guy who will not listen to anybody.
Right.
And is an absolute moron.
Right.
And actually has, like, mental problems. And somehow, like Skechers, I bring up Skechers because it's the worst company ever, but it's worth, I don't know how much.
Sure.
It's fucking big. It has its own stores now.
Right, Skechers
worst idea ever. I remember when it came out, I was like, what a waste of money. No, I'm an idiot. That's a giant thing now.
Well,
He's the same. It's an accident.
100%. But because it's pure, I love it. Like, it's not a put on. Like, he is not trying to be Tommy. He is Tommy, and fate aligned in this weird way. And that's why The Disaster Artist, like, people are like, do I need to see The Room? You don't. It's a story, like an underdog story. It's like a sports movie or anything else. It's about this guy who has a big dream, and he makes it, but he just, like, it's almost like he's a football player who, hits a home run instead of a touchdown. He gets success, but it's just in the wrong place. It's weird. But he's genuine. He's not a guy who's putting it on.
Well, that's kind of crazy to say that because he's genuinely full of shit. He was somebody else.
Well, right, but
like, how old is he and what is his real name and where did he come from? You can't just say Europe.
Right.
Like, that's he gave us this big opening after this many years. Actually, turns out I'm not from New Orleans, Europe. I'm like, no, now where? Where in Europe? Where? You know what I mean? Like,
he wants to keep something a secret. And
what did he do?
I have no idea. And there's something great about, like, again, I go and say, I don't know if you're a fan of Star Wars or anything like that, but those Phantom Menace movies, right? They go like, what is it about being a Jedi? It's like, oh, midichlorians. It's like, who cares? Like, all of a sudden, everything cool about being a Jedi sucks because I go, oh, you have a weird like blood cell in your body. Like that's how they explain what a Jedi was, and then everything becomes less interesting. So to me, I'm like, I want to we could sit around and talk about Tommy. Was he in the mafia? Did he murder someone? Was he...
It's all believable. That's how magic that dude is.
Yeah.
You could tell me any bullshit scenario and I'd go, sure.
In a world where everybody's information is out, right? And you can find out anything about anything. It's amazing that this guy is this popular and transcended all that. You can't find a thing on
You
it.
can't pull the curtain back on this Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And the book, The Disaster Artist, actually did a tremendous job of really delving into who he was without answering any of the... You get to know him...
Yes.
The book always goes in more depth than
Yeah.
the movie. You really get to know this guy from the book, and you still don't know a goddamn thing about it.
And that's the thing that's kind of crazy about him. Like, I was with him in Toronto. We were premiering the movie there. And he wouldn't get into one cab because he thought the cab was bugged. Like, he's like, I think it has a wire in it. And like, I'm like, well, and to what end? And how does he know that? And so he's a man of mystery. Like, I really
Does
do
he ever
think...
travel with anybody else?
Travels with Greg, who Dave Franco plays in the movie. Greg Sestero wrote the book, The Disaster Artist.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The
guy with the beard in the room. That guy.
He's
Mark.
still cool with him.
Oh, yeah, they're buddies. They travel the world together.
Okay, because this is my opinion that I told Michael. I said, this is a movie about a gay guy that fell in love with a guy, wrote a movie, made a movie, spent all his money so that he could butt fuck his buddy. That was my opinion
Your
of
response,
what...
Paul Scheer.
You know what? I will say two things about it. I will say this. I think there's something, and this is like, maybe I'm going too deep into him. There's something very, like, he wants friends. Yeah. And this is the only guy that was his friend. So he's like, you know what? We're both struggling in LA. Let's make a movie. I'm going to help you, and you're going to help me. And that's why the movie went on for so long, because he wants this friendship. And I think when you're in that kind of a partnership, a creative partnership, you share all the same relationships that you do in a sexual partnership, without the sex. It's sort of like you get angry, you get mad, it's like it's this intense relationship. So I think they have that. To
me, it seems like the blonde guy put him in the friend zone.
Yeah.
But at any given time for the rest of eternity, Tommy would butt fuck him in a second.
You know what? I'm not gonna die on this one and say that I don't think you're exactly right. I don't think, but again, you could tell me that there is not a gay bone in Tommy's body, and I would believe that too.
What about the fact that I'm looking at a photo of, what's the blonde-haired guy's name?
Greg Sestero.
In my opinion,
yes,
my gaydar is going off.
You know what? I only know Greg from how I know him, and
did you have sex with him?
I did have sex with Greg, but it was a very easy. He came on my podcast, and that's what I do with almost everyone on my podcast.
Right. To get him on there, it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. But but no, like Greg is. Every time I've met Greg, he is dating someone or in a relationship, and
dating a beard.
He's a very nice guy, and if he is,
he looks like Bruce Jenner,
right?
And we all know how that turned out.
Right before the transition, right?
He's a sweet man.
I didn't say he wasn't a sweet man.
I think he's a bad guy and a homosexual.
I think
an evil homo.
I think there is something about, look, these two guys, they're
like Siegfried and Roy, kind of.
There is something about these guys. They've been together for a long time. I'm fascinated equally by both of them. I think that Greg, and the same thing goes in the movie. I think James Franco is great in the movie. I think that Dave Franco is fantastic in the movie as well, because
good point.
He's grounding us. But you have to go like, why? Why would this guy go? There's a part in the movie, and this is a part that happened in real life, where Greg was offered a role, and they're like, you need to keep the beard. And Tommy, in the movie The Room, was like, you need to shave the beard. And Greg shaved the beard. He gave up a chance to be in a bigger, successful thing to stay with Tommy in this thing that was going off the rails. So I think there is something really interesting about Greg. I want to dig deep into Greg.
Oh, you're okay to fall. Greg, no, you're not the only person who wants to dig deep into Greg. I'm telling you, that guy is just 110% will not give up.
That's one of the real challenges of the movie, is that life doesn't always make sense, but movie stories kind of have to.
Yeah.
And the movie does everything it possibly can to make you go, I can see why Greg is going along with this.
Yes.
But in reality, there's no fucking reason why Greg should have gone along with this.
Well, that's what we talked about a lot when I did the first table read. Like, well, why would he do it? It's like, well, it happened. He did do it.
Exactly.
And you have to kind of, I think a lot of it just becomes like, look, actors, performers, you want to think everything you're going to be doing is going to be the best, right? Or maybe I can't see why it will be good. So everyone on that movie, yes, it was going crazy. There was no air conditioning. They were shooting for 60 days. One actor left in the middle of shooting the room, and then they just replaced him, and they don't even tell the audience that. So when you're watching it, it's just a
like
new
the
person.
Woodsman. We did that, didn't we?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
made a movie, a micro budget movie that had a lot of similarities.
I need to watch that. I gotta see.
No, you
it. But look, you're in these things, and I feel like Greg ultimately is staying because I think a part of him was like, maybe this will turn out good. Maybe it will be something.
It makes sense. If you're a down and out actor and this guy's got unlimited money
Yeah.
and he's in a movie, then yeah, why wouldn't you? You got to finish the movie.
Worst case scenario, you put it on your reel. You take one scene that's not so bad, and you go, I was in a big movie. Here it is, and then you just go on with your day.
Right.
And you never ever know. It's a tricky thing. Like they are definitely interesting because there's no reason they should still be friends, but maybe because the success of the movie has kept them to be friends. I mean, that really is a thing too. Success ties them together. They both have become wealthy because of this thing.
Oh, Greg too?
Well, Greg wrote the book.
too.
Greg, gets a tour around the world. That's the other thing. They literally tour around the world at screenings. They sign things. They're wanted. They're in demand because of this thing. And I give them credit for it because there are a lot of crappy movies out there, a lot of bad movies. There's very few of them that I want to tell people about. There's like 3 that I can think of, but The Room is the highest apex you can reach in that so bad it's good type of film.
Have you guys ever felt like, I've never met Tommy, but there's a fine line between we're laughing with him and we're laughing at him, and there's the movie which has laughs at his expense, and now we're sitting here and joking around about him. Like, he is a real person. He does hear about these things. A lot of times these jokes get made right in front of his face. Like,
Right.
Does it seem like that registers with him in a way that would bother him?
Again, you're on Planet Tommy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Like, he is a part of the joke. Like, look, when The Room came out and people were like, this is a thing that we want to laugh at, what did he do? Yep, it's a comedy. Let's go for it. He just goes with the flow, and he's having the last laugh because at the end of the day, you'll buy The Room on his website, you'll buy a T-shirt that he made, a bobblehead, his underwear, his watch, whatever it is.
But does he react to the hate? Is he a guy that can be pulled into that, or is he literally it won't even register?
I think it doesn't even register because to me, I feel like it's never hate as much as it's like ribbing. It's like, here's a guy who's like, I'm not telling you where I'm from, I'm not telling you where I got my money from, I'm not going to answer a question. So you just like start to joke with him because he's just this enigma. He's not like, so it's sort of like everyone's just kind of fucking with him because he's ultimately fucking with all of us. He's like, I'm not going to tell you a thing.
Right.
He doesn't care to get down to the bottom of it. He doesn't want to answer the questions. He doesn't want to, he's subjecting himself. He goes to the screenings with footballs, tosses footballs, will answer questions. But you can ask Tommy. You can be like, Tommy, what did you have for breakfast today? And he goes, well, I didn't understand the question. What is the question? Well, what did you eat for breakfast? What does that even mean? Well, when you got up in the morning, did you eat food? Yes. What did you eat? That's too personal. And that is an interaction with Tommy. It's like, all right, so we just spent 5 minutes trying to get like what you ate for breakfast.
Yeah.
So I love him because
Babies.
He's
Do
the blood.
do women?
He's a fucking vampire, man.
He's a.
But how cool would it be if he was a vampire?
I would be so weird. I would actually be scared if he was like, "Do you want to eat breakfast with me?" I don't know if I'm going to go in that room. What
He's
is
actually
it?
on the short list of, like, I've always known Marilyn Manson. Like, there's a real person underneath that. I'm like, he's on the short list of people that actually kind of. If you said there's one vampire in the world, he probably would be my guess.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen. There's no facade. Tommy is who Tommy is, and that's the beauty of Tommy. It's like there's so few people like that, right? Everyone's kind of like got their gimmick, they're doing their thing, they're pumping it out. He is Tommy. That's it. And that to me is what I kind of salute, like a guy who took his quote unquote like failure and turned it into a huge success.
Yeah, it's funny. There'll be no more of these people, I realize, because of the way the phone, the world, like, he's the last of, you don't know what he did before he did that movie. Like, we don't have anything. Now, we got you.
Yeah.
We know what you did before the movie.
Well, that's it. A movie like this couldn't, like, you're not even gonna find cult movies anymore, because a cult movie was like in a theater. You'd have to go with friends. You have to bring people. Like now, it's like, oh yeah, I heard about that. It's done. It's gone. It's like things come in and out now. It's like, and that's like in the space of a couple of years. It just feels like, yeah, we don't get to give birth to the weirdo anymore. I feel like the weirdo is slowly dying out.
Yeah, the weirdo is 16 and pregnant.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's
unfortunate.
And that's it. And it's like I want to go back to like the John Waters kind of crazy, like those people, these eccentric people that are fascinating because they are on our planet, but they don't live by our rules in any way.
It's funny now you're making me not want to know what Tommy does, because
Yeah.
you're right. At the end, it'll be like, oh,
Right.
And
It just, but it's great to hypothesize because we can make arguments. I can make arguments that those two guys are gay lovers. I can make an argument that he's a vampire. I can make an argument that he's in the mafia. He's in the mob. And you can sit there and you can dissect why all those things are right. And that's way more interesting. It's way more interesting than knowing.
Yeah, life is more interesting when he takes what really happens and then reflects it through his weird brain prism. Because I spoke to
Yes.
Robin Paris, who's one of the actresses.
Yes, my wife actually plays Robin in the movie.
Right, she does that. And I said, I suspect that somewhere along the way, Tommy was interested in a woman, and the woman may not have even known that Tommy was interested in her, and she turned him down in the broadest sense of what that might possibly mean, and that snowballed in his mind into the plot of The Room, and Robin didn't disagree with that. The actual, if we can assume that these movies he makes are drawn from his real life, the actual incident was probably, in relationship, was probably so mundane, so meaningless, so boring, it's only interesting because of the weird way he interprets reality and then spits it back out.
Well, I think there is a part of him, I don't think Tommy is writing, I think Tommy is writing what he knows. So when the mom goes, oh, the test results came back, I definitely have cancer. They're going to take my house away. It's like, these are things that someone has told him. Like, his mom may have told him that, like his mom may have had her house threatened. Like, he's not going like, oh, I need this kind of archetype. But in a weird way, he's created this very interesting story about like, this man who provides and no one appreciates the provider because he's the one that's keeping everyone together. He's keeping the kid off the street from doing drugs. He's helping, and everyone loves Tommy. Like, the mother-in-law, like, tells her daughter, like, what are you doing? He's amazing. You're wrecking your life. Like, everyone's saying
the lady
he's
in the flower
great.
shop.
The lady in the flower. You're my favorite customer.
Yeah.
Like, everyone
maybe the greatest
loves him.
scene ever made in cinema. Like,
It's-
that is
that's my
fucking
favorite.
mind-boggling, that bit.
It comes in, he's Tommy pets a dog. Hello, doggy. Well, it's amazing. If you don't want to go see The Room, just go on YouTube and watch the best moments of it, because it is, you will just be like, what is this?
Yeah, it'll actually tie you into wanting to watch the movie, and it won't ruin the movie for you that you saw it. It'll make it better.
I think the cool thing about the movie is that you don't need to see The Room, but more importantly, it tells a more interesting version of it, which is like, it really is about these two guys, Greg and Tommy, and that relationship, because what we talked about, that's the most interesting thing. Like, in the movie, you see Tommy getting jealous because Greg has a girlfriend. Now, is he jealous because he's in love with him, or is he jealous because he's taking his time away from him? You don't quite know. And I don't even think Tommy even knows. It's like one of those people, like, who people aren't even in touch with their own emotions. They can't even tell you why they're angry or why they're jealous. They just know that they are. And, so I think, I don't know if he benefits from therapy. I'd like to keep Tommy the way he is.
Wait, he goes to therapy?
No, I was gonna say,
holy shit.
That would be amazing.
That guy needs a raise.
He's too far down this road to turn back now.
I mean, wouldn't you love to see what his apartment looks like? I would love to see that guy's apartment.
How many apartments does he have?
Franco was saying that, he says he makes all of his money with this import-export of clothing. And he went to the building in San Francisco, and he said it's abandoned. It's an abandoned building. But yet it has a big giant, like, painting on the side of Tommy. And it's like The Room, but it's painted on, and he owns the building, but it's abandoned. And he goes, that's his factory. But it's not his factory because nothing's being made there. So it's like, what is happening? What is going on? Because he is making this merchandise. The merchandise exists. He says he's a clothing designer.
But he doesn't have a brand, and he's not. The only brand he's bringing up is the one that's on his website.
Right, which is like the watches, dog tags, and underwear. That's the only thing I've seen on there, and maybe there's more. But I gotta tell you, the underwear are very comfortable.
Wait, you have them?
I do.
Did he convince you to get some?
You know,
Did he make you pay for them?
No, I got them through the people that are making the movie. They
Okay.
are, and everyone has told they're actually really good. I was like, well, let me try them. They are comfortable underwear. Here I am not promoting his underwear to tell you that they're good. And look, he sells. I mean, that's what I have to appreciate about this guy. He's a genius marketer. And when you go see the Disaster Artist, you're going to go to his website. You're going to buy at least 2 things from it.
He's ready.
He's ready to go.
I love how he chopped all the prices down.
Oh, yeah. Everything's on sale right now. It's like, and by the way, I feel like his sales are like the sales that you see like when you go to shops on 42nd Street in New York City. It's like, cameras on sale today only, but that sale sign never comes down. And yeah, the watch looks like a knockoff Gucci watch.
It's got his name on it.
Isn't it? It's
right on the face of it.
And then you see that like younger picture of him. It could have been in like Jesus Christ Superstar up there. It's
It looks like he's in Striper.
And he calls the watch Super Football Watch for ladies. You know.
It's got footballs in it.
Oh, okay. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I know, because for a second there I was like, I did not get it.
Oh yeah, well ladies love footballs.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, look, this guy is.
And not to
figuring it
mention
out.
plastic diamonds.
But look at this, $13. You get to see his DVD. He'll send you the script for $17. He's giving you white tank tops. Like, he's helping you do your cosplay, like selling you the jackets and the shirts. Like, what is that jacket there, the red one? This is just a jacket. Oh, this is from his. He made a sitcom called Neighbors, which is not as good. Like, you know, like it's sort of like, and I think why it's so good is that you can't duplicate what he did. Like,
Right.
he did it once. And
Oh,
that's
so
all.
they're not, because we talked about that earlier too, that he had other movies, but they're not.
He only made one other thing.
And that was the
TV show The Neighbors.
Okay.
And it was an episode. And he's talking about, I heard him talking about it the other day. He's like, I'm going to make episode 2 maybe for Hulu. But episode 2, not like a series or a
Right.
season.
Just one.
One more. We'll make one more episode.
Is it like a 30-minute episode?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
like in the vein of like The Office and Friends. It's a very bizarre thing, you know. Like he's just trying, but to me, what I think is wrong about it is he's making a comedy, and why I think The Room is so good is he's making a drama that we're perceiving as a comedy.
Right.
And I think he was like, oh, they like this as a comedy.
right.
Now I'm going to try and make a comedy. It's like, no.
He's so dumb, but he's
Yeah.
so much of a genius. God, I can really relate to that. Though,
Yeah, but no,
unfortunately.
but like that's I always say that when you see this movie, I think you go, that's me. We're all Tommy. We all want to make these things. We all want to make our ideas, get our voice out there, do our thing. And I don't think there's a difference between Steven Spielberg and Tommy Wiseau, except for talent. But the want and desire to make things, create, be a voice, market, you know, it's the same.
Think about all the actors and all the musicians, everybody that's ever come in here, or if you ever ask them, like, their keys to being successful, like, they never gave up.
Yeah.
You never give up. That's what they tell you. Like, when people
Right.
win the Olympics, they tell you to never give up. You win the fucking heavyweight championship, you tell the crowd you never give up. So that's still, all he did was, it made it ballsy. Say, I used to be a professional skateboarder. Anybody that was skateboarding for as long as me, when I was, being 20 years deep and getting paid for it, and they weren't, I secretly always thought they were way more hardcore than me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I got fluffed. You know what I mean? My shit ended up making it. Of course I fucking kept doing it.
Yeah, the hardest thing you can do is get up and do the thing that you want to do when no one's giving you validation, right? It's like, it's working the day job and then doing your thing that you love. And yeah, those people are more hardcore than you will ever know.
And he
is, but I don't think he's hardcore, but he does something that no one else does too. Completed it, right? Like, he wrote the script, shot the script, released the movie, kept it in theaters for Oscar consideration, and then kept on funneling energy and time into it. Like, he didn't let it die. Like, yes, other people jumped on top of it, but like, I've talked to so many people. They want to write a script, they never write a script. They want to write, they shoot something, they never really fully edit it. They, oh, I'm going to go back to it. Like, finishing the job is like 90% of it.
Helps to be independent.
I was going to say, do you think-
absolutely.
how
sure.
many of those people would have finished it if they just had like $18 million in the bank?
Look, $6 million is clearly nothing to sneeze at.
And the guy you wanted to fuck wanted to make it with you.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I mean, that's an expensive date right there.
I mean, come on. Do I not at least deserve a hand job?
Right? Like,
$6 million.
someone should have taken him aside and just said, look, dude, you've been friend zoned. This is not going to work out. Like, he is not going to grab it.
Oh,
But
man.
it seems like he does grab it. I want to know who, when they check into hotels around the world, is it one room?
I mean, who knows? I'm not privy to this information. All I can say is that I have met Greg's girlfriends. They are lovely. They are nice. They are clearly shown in this movie too. But I think, in a weird way, maybe it's better that it's never been consummated, simply because it keeps that energy, right?
Yep,
It's like that. It's like when they say like on those sitcoms, like once they kiss, everything goes away.
Yeah.
These guys, if they've never kissed, it's the best.
They're the Sam and Diane of terrible movies.
That's it.
We got to go, Tully. 30
All right.
seconds. Everybody go see the movie. If you don't, you're fucking up.
Thanks, Paul.
I don't even have to
Thank
say
you.
it.
Disaster Artist.
Disaster
Theaters
Artist.
wide this weekend.
That's right.
Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Don't die.
I will tell you that they're very all the publicity people are very sensitive about us saying that they're gay and stuff. But so I have to hold it back a little bit. When we were in Toronto, they shared a room. Tommy was like, I don't want to be in this room alone. And then shared a room with Greg. Now Greg is like, I don't want to fucking share a room. I agree with you. Greg doesn't want to be in a room with Tommy, but to placate Tommy, I'm fucking sure.